Good evening, Eddie. Hold on, I need to. This is the wrong screen. Hold on. Hello! Good evening. Out of habit, I clicked the regular just chatting screen. Hi there, Sarex. Hi, Ogon. Hi, Kogasa. Congrats on first, Ogon. Hiya, Fox. I shouldn't be asleep. Oh, don't worry, but at least you'll have night class. Hi, Wiggly. Return of Josai. Okainasai. Tadaima. I'm back. Hi. I hope you're ready for a very educational stream today. As you can see, we're even in the science and technology category because we are going to go on a field trip. We're gonna go on a field trip together. It's gonna be great. It's not Halloween still. Shh, you always saw the wrong screen. Still saw the Halloween candy? What Halloween candy? There was no Halloween candy. Don't worry about it. There, these are not the droids you are looking for. That's why there isn't any. You stole it. I did quickly have to like hide all the glasses of blood that I had in this classroom last time, because when I was streaming with Piffa, we did have a few glasses of blood on the table, but that was because there was a vampire lesson and not a Pokemon fossil lesson. So things are a little different today. I did like put on some Pokemon lo-fi. Let me know if that's like too loud, too soft, if it's like a good little balance. Now start my journey to 100k. It's not 100k. It was 50k, but I've lowered it to 25, so it's a bit more reasonable. Pokemon blood. I mean, not much blood to be had, because today we're gonna be looking at fossils, so I think most of the blood is well and truly drained. Wait, do Pokemon have blood? Of course Pokemon have blood. Haven't you read the manga? They cut an Arbok in half. Though I guess like usually they don't really show us the Pokemon anatomy much, but I think even in the anime they've like gotten scratched up a few times. The manga's magical, it really is. I love paleontology. Oh, then I hope you're gonna enjoy today's stream. So for those who don't know, basically Japan has had this like actual IOL real life Pokemon fossil museum, or rather a special exhibition at I believe the National History Museum in Ueno. Either way, it's in Ueno Park. I've gone there in real life. It's pretty cool. And the cool thing is, they actually made it available online. As in, like, you can walk through the 3D environment and all that. If I recall, the Arbok got better. The Arbok does get better. We see the Arbok again. It doesn't die. Shockingly. Yeah, field trip today. Hi there, Demi Close. So, before we go on the field trip, everybody, please make an orderly line. Find your field trip buddy. Make sure that, like, you know, when we do the countdown, you don't lose each other. Everybody, you get like your snack pack with you. One for everyone. There's a sandwich, it has a cookie, it has like some apple juice. Sensei, it's banana a snack. Banana is a snack. Exactly, and then we'll just drive the good old field trip bus down to the the Pokemon Museum. If I had thought about it, I would have prepared like a little bus image, but I did not think about it. Field trip buddy? Oh, I'm just joshing around. Like, didn't you guys have that like in your school when you go on a field trip? They like assign you like your field trip partner, so that like, you know, at the end of the day, instead of having to like count every child, you can like point at each other and be like, okay, my partner's here, my partner's not here. And that's like how you know if like anybody's missing really quickly. I didn't. Oh wait, is it then? No, it's definitely a thing. There was a thing in the Netherlands and in England as well. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not universal. We had that on some trips. Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier for the teachers. Because like at least it makes like, of course you have a situation where both the accountability buddy and their partner are both missing, in which case it doesn't really help. But in most cases, it does help pinpoint missing children a little bit faster. But yeah, everybody grab your accountability buddy. I'm from Ukraine, but the teacher just put us in pair and counted us. Fair. Shit, I'm late for class, Lee. What do you have to say for yourself? Do you have a late... Do you have a slip for me? Did you get your parents to sign off? Okay, quickly find your accountability buddy. Grab one of the snack packs for the day. You haven't left for the field tablet. You still made it. It's not a thing. I'm a delinquent. Wrigley, I'm gonna need you to keep an eye on Lee. They're real delinquents. Yeah, we're learning about Pokemon fossils. Nice. My favorite fossils are Omanyte and Kabuto. I love Omanyte as well. I think my favorites are probably actually Omanyte as well and Lileep. Though my favorite fossil, and we'll come across it in the museum, is probably Kabutops because, well, actually you'll see when we get there. It's gonna be very exciting. So, actually, let us all get on the bus, everybody. Make sure that keeping a good eye on them. Thank you, Wrigley. Thank you. Hill Helix, exactly. We're gonna go and drive to the museum. Here we go. Praise Helix. Da 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 da. Oh wow! Look at this. Fun fact: I can identify if a creature's Herbivore or Carnivore just by looking at the skull. It's mostly the teeth, right? I'm a delinquent, but I'm a nice one, I think. Okay, so this is actually the museum entrance. This is the first time we see when we enter. So, which one of my dear students can actually identify which Pokemon we're looking at? It's quite a cool one and probably one of the most impressive. Tyranitar? Ah, Lee, you're so close. You're so close. But I'll give you a hint. It's the evolution of Tyrant. Tyranitar is not a fossil yet, unless we drive them to extinction. It's a dinosaur one. I forgot its name. You are correct. Let me see if do we have a little plaque for this one? We do have like plaques for like later dinosaurs. Yes, it's Tyrantrum. Lee, you get a 1-star sticker. Please put it in your journal. Today's journal for the Pokemon exhibition. Yeah, Tyranitar makes sense. Oh, Tyranitar is like the secret middle evolution. Wait, if Pokemon have beams, that means we get to steal them. You can have undead Pokemon, yes. Shit, we get stickers? Oh, yes. All the best students today, please take out your sticker books. I will be handing out stars. Now, can anybody tell me what this cool fossil is next to Tyrantum? I'm trying to get a good angle. Trying to get a good angle of it. So here we have Tyrantum, but we also have a cool little friend next to him. Let me try to... Can we get a better look? There we go. That's a good look at his buddy. It'll be super awkward for a host Pokemon to fight against his buddy. I mean, I bet there would be ghost Pokemon that did that. That's just a dude. I think it's Tyrannosaurus or Gigantosaurus. Well done, Sarax. You get a sticker as well. It is a Tyrannosaurus. Somebody please watch the teachers. He's going to steal the bones. I want my best behavior today or I'll lose my teaching license. Yes, so what we've got here is actually a cool little comparison between real Tyrannosaurus bones and Tyrantum bones. So, what I actually really love about this museum is that, like, where possible, they actually compare the real Pokemon with, like, the real dinosaur. So I do want to point out real quick. Look at those tiny little arms. If we compare the two of them, you're just in time, Lilith. Yes, you're just in time. We have barely entered the museum. Look at its tiny little arms. Tyrantum actually has bigger arms than the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which means that in a boxing match, Tyrantum would probably win. Because, like, look, it still has, like, very tiny little arms, but they're slightly longer. They are slightly longer. But, of course, this is just the centerpiece for when we enter the museum. The actual exhibition is just up ahead. But yes, no, you haven't missed anything yet. But we had to just, you know, if anybody knows about Pokemon boxing matches, it would be Wrigley. And I felt that this was very important information to depart. That if you were gonna fight a Pokemon in a boxing match, well, Tyrantum would be stronger than a T-Rex. I could outbox a Tyrannosaurus, but maybe not Tyrantum. Exactly. Some scientists say Tyrannosaurus could use those eyes for tickling makes, like foreplay. Wait, really? Is that a thing? I mean, I guess it's true that they'd have to get up, like, real close and personal. Oh, wait, before we go inside, I want to take a look at this arch. Because what we've got here on the left is all these kind of various possible Pokemon. We've got Aerodactyl, Arceus, Aurorus, Tyrantrum, all these cool cuties. But here on the right, we've got some thank you. Some fossils in Pokemon art style, which I think is very cool. We got like all these actual real dinosaurs and such. All their real life counterparts. Yeah, I accidentally clicked the share button. Please don't mind. Yes, we got Kabuto with its friends, real life Kabuto. Those are some weird looking Pokemon. What are their stats? I mean, I heard they are kind of nerfed and not good in the current meta. Thank you for the hydrate. Anomalocaris is cool. Yes, I agree. So these are actually some Pokemon. We're gonna actually see them inside with some comparisons and everything. Yeah, the whole concept is really cool. I love that they actually went with this and made it a real life exhibition. Oh, Yukiya, thank you for the resub. Welcome in. 6 months already. Yes, I love this. It's so cool, right? So, here we enter, and of course we've got the Pikachu with the little archaeologist hat to greet us. He's a bit of the mascot for this exhibition. On a lot of promotional material, you have like the Archeops with little Pikachu on its back. I'm not sure if this is what archaeologists usually do, or paleontologists, but I'm forced to believe it is accurate. So, now, one of the coolest things about this exhibition, I personally think at least, is that, let me see, can we zoom in on this? Yes. All the professors involved, like all the real life professors, they got to have their little Professor Sonas. These are like real life archaeologists and paleontologists that they like interviewed for this exhibition. And they gave them like little Professor Sonas. And I think that's really cute. We'll see them, we'll come across them around the exhibition. They'll like have like little quotes and everything. And I love it so much. It's so cute, right? Joe says, I have a question. Of course, please. You can ask questions at any time. What's your question? That's adorable, right? It's amazing. So we've got Aiba, Professor Aiba, Professor Ichida, Professor Takakura, and Professor Endo. Sorry, I have to lean in because it's kind of small. Where did your cuteness originate from? From ancient fossils from far, far in the past. Maybe we'll discover one during our exhibition today. So, let me allow myself to like read a little bit for you. So, Pokemon Kashiki Hakubutsukan e Yokoso. So basically, welcome to the Pokemon Fossil Museum. Pokemon Monster Series no Tohoku Physique na Ikimono Pokemon. Okay, so among the mysterious creatures you can catch in the Pokemon game series, there are also some that you can revive from fossils. Yeah, sea bunnies would not fossilize well. They do not have the bones for it. And you see, if we Koiha no Pokemon to Watashi no Sekai de if we compare these Pokemon with the extinct animals we know from our world, we may be able to find some cool similarities. That one on the right is like a plain vanilla version on the one on the left, right? Real life is like a Tyrantrum that has lost all its colors. So yeah, what we've got here is Pokemon Tyrantrum versus our world's like creatures of the past, the Tyrannosaurus. Sharks can only fossilize the teeth. I guess like you could find my sea bunny teeth. I've got fangs. Okay, so in this exhibition, we will be looking at Pokemon. We will be looking at Pokemon that are revived from fossils, next to fossils and other ancient creatures from our world. The Pokemon will be explained by the fossil professor, Dr. Aiba, as well as Professor Kaseki, and as well as 4 other professors that will be joining them. What does the kanji part before Tyrannosaurus read? Oh, Kairyu. Wait, Kyoryu. Literally, these 2 kanjis mean like fearsome and dragon. But Kyoryu is actually often used for, I believe, dinosaurs as well. I'm not super up to date on my dinosaur kanji, so don't quote me on that. But the 2 kanjis individually are like scary dragon. but Ryu does get used for dinosaurs a lot. But you could kind of read it as like fearsome dinosaur. Okay, now we will examine and compare these fossils and figure out what is similar and what is different. So, let's travel into the world of Pokemon and paleontology. Let's go! But yeah, I can zoom in a little bit more on the professors. Aren't they so cute? Like I kind of like wish they would like do more with these designs because they're adorable. I actually bought the art book because I think some of the custom art that was made for this exhibition is just adorable. Like these little guys, will never like meet them again. Please make this a video. I'll try to at least archive the VODs because I think this is very exciting and I'm so excited to share it with you because I also thought it was a shame that like, you know, nobody outside of Japan was able to go on this exhibition. Well, it's such a neat little tour. Like, it's amazing. At least I think so. Oh, and it does say that like basically Kaseki, basically Professor Kaseki is from the world of Pokemon, and this Pikachu is his little helper. Helps him with like his digging for fossils and such. While these four are from like our world. So I think maybe Professor Kaseki might just be made up, which would make sense because that is just the word for fossil. He got a little hat. He does have a little hat. I used to know a lot about dinosaurs. I used to watch documentaries. Yes, I used to watch National Geographic and such a lot. I'm like very fond of dinos. Is that Pikachu saying giddy up? I think we can all believe that's what he's saying. Yeah, I never knew about the 3D version of this, so it's very cool. Yeah, I think that like the 3D version only became available very recently. And like a friend told me about it and I was like, damn, I want to stream it. I want to like stream it right now. Okay, so let's move. Can we get a little bit more in front of this sign? There we go. So this sign is asking, what are a fossil Pokemon? And here we've got like some more cool little custom artwork, which not only fossil Pokemon, but also some like ancient Pokemon, like Mamoswine and like Yanmega. I think Yanmega is like the name of the big evolution. I forgot. Either way, we also have Relicanth. Basically, we've got some ancient Pokemon going on. Hi there, Stoppy. Welcome to the museum tour. I hope you're ready for your field trip. Okay, so I'll zoom out a little bit again so we can read what it has to say. So what we've got here. Pokemon monsters. Pokemon are basically amazing creatures that are filled of mystery. They live in a peaceful manner alongside humans. They can find them in the fields, the tall grasses, the caves, the ocean. Basically, Pokemon are everywhere. Yanmega, that's the one. But there are still many, many mysteries that remain. That many things that we do not know yet about Pokemon. Actually, we know more than 800 Pokemon species so far. But there may be many more that we do not know yet. The true number is still unknown. Okay, let me hold on. So, okay, through modern science, we can restore fossil Pokemon, ancient Pokemon, through the fossils. So even though Pokemon have been extinct for a long time, we can bring them back. Also, this is interesting because it's actually talking about the move Ancient Power. So for all you competitive players out here, didn't think you'd see that in a Pokemon exhibition now, did you? Okay, so basically what it says, even without restoring Pokemon from a fossil, there is the move Ancient Power that can make Pokemon revert back to like an ancient evolution version of themselves. And there are also some Pokemon that have not changed even to this day. So they have remained the same since ancient times. In this exhibition, we will be referring to all these Pokemon as fossil Pokemon. So I think they're kind of like covering their ass that like some of these ancient Pokemon are not technically fossil Pokemon, but like even when they're talking about Relicanths, maybe they'll still call them fossils. Wow, that's nice. How I never knew that was how they explained ancient power. Yes, I remember like going to this exhibition for the same time and being like, wait, I didn't realize that it was like actually reverting to like a previous state of their DNA, like previous state of their evolution. Like that's how it goes. Those evolved from wolves. I just learned this today. Like dolphins as well, right? Like, I think that's also really cool. Like, I mean, dolphins and like whales are like a whole different subject. That's probably not gonna come up much today, Matt. But basically, evolution is cool. Evolution's hella cool. Is basically what we're saying. Okay, so let us move on to our next sign. Can I get more in front of that? Yes, we can. Okay, so basically, this sign is what are fossils and paleontology? Okay, let me look at the picture. So what we've got here is, okay, please forgive me if I don't know all the name in English, but this is, it's the bird. It's the bird that Archaeops is based on. This is the fossil, and this is like the excavation site where they found the fossil. I'm sure that like somebody in chat can actually fill me in on what the bird is called. From a wolf-like ancestor? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's one of the reptiles. This is like, I think, the famous one, because this is like the one where they actually found the wing imprints. Archaeopteryx, thank you, Wiggly. I knew like Archaeops, like as a name, was like based on it. It's good to say the names in Japanese. I mean, if I say it in Japanese, it's just Shisokyo. Actually, I'm gonna nerd out a bit, but like the kanji for this bird's name is actually really cool. Because the first one, basically the shi in Shishokyo, the shi stands for first, or like beginning, while so is like the kanji that's used for ancestor. And then kyo, the final kanji, is bird. So basically their name is literally just like first ancestor bird, like original bird ancestor. That's basically what their name means, which I think is a cool name. Boyo, hi there, Calabason. I hope you're ready for your field trip. Oh, who's throwing sea buns at your teacher? Okay, so let us look at the sign. So the question we have is, what are fossils and what is paleontology? Yeah, that's pretty much what archaeopolitics means as well. Oh, really? I'm gonna admit, I do not know Latin. So I would not be able to say. Yeah, it's the OG bird. That's basically what the name says. Okay. So basically, creatures that lived a very long time ago are what we call like ancient creatures. There's probably an English word for this. Basically, we have like ancient creatures. And the remains of their bodies are what we call fossils. It's more like ancient feather. Oh, that's still pretty close. I mean, I bet Latin might, like feather and bird might have meant the same. Yeah, we have class today. I'm teaching you about Pokemon fossils. And also a little bit about real life fossils, because I'm tricking you all. You get to learn about reality too. So basically, things that can be fossils are things like bones. Bones of dinosaurs and other animals. It can be footprints, things like leaves and shells, frozen mammoths, as well as poop. All these things can be fossils. It also helps me answer another question I had. I wondered if perhaps about Japanese names are different. Yeah, like I think a lot of the Japanese names, like they still register the Latin names. I think we'll see on like some of the signs later. But like they also have like their own names, just generally speaking, for a lot of them. Excuse me, Miss Jore. What is a calabasa? Please raise your hand. Do you need to go to the toilet? Okay. And then, hold on, can I zoom in a bit? There we go. So, yeah. So, basically, you can find fossils in the ground, like layers of the earth, like under... Basically, the kanji here is literally earth layers. There's probably a scientific name for this. But in these layers, you can find... basically, these layers are formed under, like, sand and mud that, like, have, like, piled up near areas of water or underneath water as well. You can find them in places that are very dry, or near water, like the ocean or a river. Either way, that's where you find also. That's like where often the conditions are right for creatures to be turned into fossils. Then, basically using these fossils as clues to learn more about ancient creatures is called paleontology. If petroleum is made out of old fossils and plastic is made out of petroleum, does it mean plastic dinosaurs are made out of real dinosaurs? Yes. Every dinosaur you have at home is actually real. And it is waiting. And it might eat you, so be careful. Basically, paleontologists aim to find out what the Earth used to look like in the past and like how creatures used to live back then. And it is also part of science. Is there a museum rule against throwing sea bunnies? You do have to be careful that they don't hit any of the exhibits. So that doesn't mean I stick dinosaurs up my butt. I believe it does, Pug. I'm afraid to tell you. Be careful with those bunnies though, okay? We can't have you hitting the exhibits. If I could pass the sea bunnies here, I could. Oh. Okay. So. Now. We have the next area. This is basically about the different ways we research fossils. So, basically, the way we research fossils in the Pokemon world is a little bit different from the way we research fossils in the real world. What we mean by restoration is also a little bit different between the two worlds. So we're gonna explore the differences between research and restoration in the real world and the Pokemon world. Yes, praise Helix, and thank you for the hydrate. Hold on. Oh, hail Lord Helix. Actually, Lord Helix will be helping us here. Also, remember we have, from the Pokemon world, we have Professor Kaseki. And for this section, Professor Aiba will be helping us from the real world. So, let me see. Do we have any other cool art here? I mean, just like a cute Pikachu up there. So, let us move on to the first part of this exhibit. As you can see, we've got some very exciting stuff here. We've got a Helix fossil and the Omanyte next to it. But let's take a look at what they have to say first. Oh no, moving too fast. There we go. So, first we're gonna learn about how fossil research is done in the world of Pokemon. So, step 1, you see up here, step 1, is the excavation and the obtaining of the fossil. So, basically, how do we get a fossil in the Pokemon world? Well, let's see what Professor Kaseki has to say. He says, welcome to the Pokemon Fossil Research Lab. This is where we restore Pokemon from their fossils. Let's go and take a look at how Pokemon are restored and figure out, learn some more stuff about the Pokemon that are brought back to life. Okay, so, and here on this little screenshot, it says obtained the Kai fossil. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's the shell one. I don't believe that's actually the Helix fossil. Actually, wait, it probably says right here. Oh wait, it is the Helix fossil. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's literally translated as shell fossil, so that makes sense. So yeah, on this screenshot, we see obtained the Helix fossil, which is called Kaino Kaseki in Japanese. Okay, so step 1. You have to obtain the fossil. Okay, sorry, let me really zoom in on this. Okay, you can obtain fossils in a wide variety of... Oh my god, all the Helix fossils. Fossils can be obtained in a wide variety of ways. For example, in Kanto, you can just pick up whatever you find on the floor in Mount Moon. Oh, it literally actually says you can just pick up a fossil off the ground. I mean, it's true. Just go to Mount Moon and find yourself a fossil. That's just how we do it. Well, in Sinnoh, you can excavate fossils and take them out of the walls. Which seems like a slightly more legal way, but who am I to say? But you have to be careful in these underground paths, because you have to use like your tools, like the two hammers you have, very carefully, so the wall doesn't collapse while you're extracting the fossils. I wonder how this would differ from real life. Oh, thank you for the stretch. I'm sure that real life is very similar to just picking things up from the ground and wanton destruction. Legal Smeagol, battle me for that. Okay, oh, thank you for the hydrate. So here we've got some nice illustrations of how we might get fossils. Basically, says like ways you can obtain the Helix fossil in Pokemon games. So on top we see in Diamond and Pearl somebody obtaining the Helix fossil through wanton destruction. And on the bottom we see somebody going in Pokemon Red and Blue. And in the remakes, wait, that's in Let's Go actually, yeah. Basically in Let's Go, grabbing the Helix fossil just off the ground. Praise Helix. Okay, so next up, we're gonna go step 2, restoring the fossil. Okay. So first, our first little tab here says Kai no Kaseki, which if you recall, is the Japanese name for Helix fossil. So this is a fossil that we found in the Kanto region, and it's called the Helix fossil. It looks like a shellfish, and it has a spiral-shaped shell. It is said to be the ancient remains of a Pokemon named Omanyte. But is it true? Could that really be the case? Well, let's put it in our restoration machine and find out. Okay, so the next step actually says fossil restoration machine. So, put a fossil in the machine and wait for a while, and then boom, Pokemon will be restored. It will come out. You can revive a fossil with it. Shockingly, you only need one small part of the body to perform a Pokemon restoration. Isn't that amazing? Wow. How does it work? Now that is top secret. That is actually what it says. That is kind of funny. Yeah. So basically, it actually says like, wow, isn't that amazing? You can restore it even with a tiny part. We're not going to tell you how it works. It's a secret. Okay, so let's take a better look at the Helix fossil. So, oh, didn't mean to go all the way there. Okay, can I? Okay, we can't get much closer to it. That's a shame. But basically, there's the Helix fossil. And let's see what it has to say about it. Basically, it's a fossil that looks like a spiral-shaped shellfish. Yeah, it just works. Don't worry about it, you guys. It just works. Basically, it says that like in Pokemon Red, Green, and Yellow, as well as Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, they don't include the remakes, you guys. They skip Leaf Green, Fire Red, Miss Yoru, yes, Calabassin. Basically, it says that you can obtain it by, you can obtain either a Helix fossil or a Kora Kaseki, which must be the dome fossil for Kabuto, at Mount Moon. If you select the Helix fossil, bring it to Cinnabar Island, and you will find out it's actually an Omanyte. It actually says it like near the end of the story. I guess they mean that like because you don't really go to Cinnabar to like the 7th gym. So I guess it's near the end of the story. Is it really morally moral to resurrect old species? Yes. But only if you fight them, like bring them to battles and make them fight each other. Fun fact, the brain named itself Brain. It's true. Leaf Green was my first Pokemon. It's a good game to start with. Okay. So we still have a step 3 though. So what's the step 3? We've already brought it back. Oh, now step 3 is observing in the fossil Pokemon. So now we're gonna see what this Omanyte is all about. I mean, I guess that's part of paleontology as well. At least in the Pokemon world, you gotta bring them back first. And then you gotta start observing it. Okay, so we've brought the Omanyte back to life. Omanyte has been revived. And we found out that the Helix fossil was an Omanyte. Da, 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 da. So when you look at the Omanyte, you will notice that it doesn't just have a spiral shell. It also has a blue body. And it has 10 legs and big round eyes. Very cute round eyes. Did you guys know Joe is a water Pokemon? No, I'm also a poison Pokemon type. Okay. And then it says we're gonna observe the revived Pokemon. Yeah, I'm a poison type, you'll die. Thought you a fire type? Okay, so we've brought the Omanyte back to life, and apparently it starts swimming in the ocean. I guess we also just set it free. Considering that the Helix fossil was apparently discovered in a place that used to be an ocean, it makes sense that Omanyte lived in the sea a long time ago. Wait, did I ever mention that before, that Mount Moon used to be an ocean? Or is this that's like new canon lore drop that this is new? Because they did just say that we basically found this in Mount Moon, right? Oh, either way, apparently Mount Moon used to be the ocean. You heard it here first. Or second, if this was like something that wasn't known before. Either way, by observing the Omanytes, we can get a feel for how this Pokemon used to live in the past. I feel like that's mentioned somewhere. I mean, it probably is. It feels like one of those things that probably get brought up in the anime. Okay, so here we can see an actual real-life Omanyte. Okay, gather around, children. Don't take pictures with flash on, otherwise you're gonna scare it. But look, this is an actual Omanyte brought here by the museum exhibitors, just for you all to see today. It is to scale, I know. It's actually a lot bigger than some of you might have expected. And here we see some stats on the Omanyte. It's a spiral type Pokemon, type stone water. It's not that heavy. Like if you ask the caretaker very nicely, maybe they'll let you hold it. It's only 7.5 kilo. I know that like all you strong kids should be able to carry it out. It's a Pokemon that used to live in the ocean in the past. It has 10 legs, and it uses them to swim. And that's our good friend Omanyte. Okay, so now we've learned how to research fossils in the Pokemon world. But what about the real world? What do you guys think? Do you think it's mostly the same? Do you think you just go to Mount Moon and pick up a fossil and carry it out? Or should we just like hammer at walls till they fall apart? I think it's probably mostly the same, right? Yes? No? Or conflicting opinions here? Okay. Okay. So, basically, I like to hammer things, but if that was real, I'd go to Mount Moon. Me too. So, he's gonna tell us about how the fossils are researched in our world. So, we're gonna look at how basically they go about the entire process from excavation to classifying the fossil, and also like making guesses and figuring out hypotheses of like what we think the creatures used to act like or look like when they were alive. So let's take a look at the first step. Step 1. Excavation and cleaning. That's right, in Pokemon you never have to clean the fossil. Didn't think you'd have to go to the toilet with it, did you? Just kidding. Basically, step 1. Excavating the fossil. So here we see, I wonder if that's Professor Aiba himself, because this is his Pokesona. I wonder if that's a picture of him. Either way, we've got excavating the fossil. And what we've got here is basically, our research starts with the excavation. fossils are usually found in dry wastelands or places that are close to water. So places like oceans or rivers or other places that have water on them. And basically areas where you have several layers on the surface of the ground. Cleaning, boo, when do you bend down the super near for the rock? Maybe that's step 3. So, if you find a rock with like traces on it that look like they're fossils, you use a hammer to dig it out. So far, at least that's the same. It also says that like excavating the fossils from the hard earth is really hard work. It's quite the exercise. So it's been kind of a dream of mine to find a fossil, just stumble upon one. I know, right? Me too. Like I always imagine that I just like find one in the yard, like just in my garden for some unknowable reason. Okay, so next step is cleaning. So I guess here we've got our cleaning table. So basically, when you dig off a fossil, it is covered in rock that you don't need. Like there's basically gonna be like rock around it that's stuck to it, and you don't need it. It's shitty rock. Yo, hi there, Patty. How you doing? I hope that you are ready for your school field trip. Today we're learning about Pokemon and fossils. I'm basically translating the Japanese 3D Pokemon fossil exhibition. Oh, you actually found one, Fox? That's really cool. Oh my god. One day I'll find a fossil too. I mean, I found like shark teeth and stuff, but I feel like that's not as fancy. Okay, so basically scientists have to take the fossil to the lab so they can remove all this like extra rock that they don't need. So this is like one of these lab setups. In this lab, they will use hammers that are smaller than the ones they use for excavating. I would like to learn more from Sensei. Oh, I'm gonna teach you all the things about fossils today. And they will use this hammer to like slowly chisel away at the rock. They also have a special machine that has like high-speed vibration called an air chisel. And that is used when they have to be extra careful with the fossil. It was a bone fragment or something? Nice! Okay, so let's take a look down here. So here we've got some various excavation tools. Next to it, we have an excavated fossil. And then on this side, we've got some tools used for cleaning. Hi there, Gamer Boy! Welcome to the museum. Sensei Joe, I'm sorry I'm late for class. I overslept. It's okay, you just missed the bus, but I'm glad you managed to like run all the way to the museum yourself. As long as you made it, it's all good. So we just basically learned for all the latecomers how Pokemon are excavated in the Pokemon world, how you get fossils there. And now we're learning how you excavate fossils in the real world. So basically what it says is that the most important tool for excavating things is the hammer. You can use it to dig the fossils out of the ground as well as break the rocks that are... Oh, Frosty! Hi! Welcome! How was the rest of your stream? I was like lurking with Frosty Air, like grab new mates. Oh, welcome. I I hope you're ready for the museum tour. Today is a very educational stream. Hi Raiders, welcome in. Hi, I'm Joe, I'm a Sea-Slug. I play games, I also do art, and today I'm teaching you about Pokemon fossils. And also real-life fossils. You played Spooky Game and then just chatting? Let's go. So, because we just had a lot of new people coming in, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, we have a really big classroom tonight. So basically what we've got here, I'll go back to the entrance real quick, is a real-life exhibition of Pokemon fossils in Japan. Here we can see like one of the big centerpieces. The big Tyrantrum rebuilt next to an actual T-Rex. I heard of this, right? It's very cool. Oh, Let Infrared, thank you for the follow. I actually went to this in real life. So what they did is basically compared Pokemon fossils and like recreations of Pokemon skeletons to real life fossils, and also like explain a little bit about how the paleontology process works. So basically, because it's all in Japanese, this tour is like available for anybody. You can see it in 3D. but the text is in Japanese. So what I'm doing is I'm being your tour guide tonight, and I'm translating everything on the spot. So a quick summary of what we've done so far is done a little introduction to the tour. Yeah, that's actually really cool and a good chance to see it. Yeah, I'm really happy I get to share this with everybody. Thank you for reading for us. I couldn't read. It's okay. Little highlight is that all the professors who worked on this exhibition get their own little Pokemon Professor Sona, and I think that's very cute. So first we learned how Pokemon are excavated in the Pokemon world. Summary, just pick it up the floor in Mount Moon or excavate them from the walls in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. That is basically how you do it. Hello cuties, hi there Kronos. And we got the first example, the Helix fossil. They also explained that you can just pop it in the machine and revive it and it comes back to life. And then you can learn more about Pokemon that are actually dead already. But, of course, where we're at now is comparing the differences with real life. And we just learned that in real life, you don't just have to excavate the fossil, you also have to clean it. And where we left off when the raid came in. Oh, praise Lord Helix. Oh, let me add a piff. Hold on. Now, we'll put a piff on this door as well. Oh, there we go. Don't think Pokemon Poketat would be like big enough to have its own museum, right? At least not back in the day. So basically where we left off was we were looking at the tools used to excavate things. So on the left here, we have the tools used for digging and the excavation itself. So basically these are used for digging as well as breaking rocks to take like your fossil out of the layers. When you are excavating something, you have to record all the different characteristics you find for the different layers. So to like make note of these characteristics, you also need a magnifying glass, as well as a tool called a clinometer, which I think is for measuring the angle of the slope, as well as a measuring stick and a field book to take notes in. You also need to take a compass with you, so you can like find your way on the map and like really like note down where you are when you find the fossil. Hey, look, a mom! Hi there, Fuko, my child. Please, are you here for a little tour of the museum? He's going Jink Pals from Mines looking for stuff. Did you ever find something cool? Those hammers are legit. There's nothing like a bunch of college students being given a hammer, right? I kind of would love to like volunteer on like an excavation kind of situation sometime. Yeah, this is the Pokemon Museum. This was a real-life exhibition in Tokyo, where they put like Pokemon fossils next to real fossils and kind of explained about fossils. Only found copper and some big concept quartz. I mean, that's still cool. Like, I'd be excited finding quartz because that's basically finding a gem. Okay, so in the middle, we have a fossil that was actually excavated. Tyrantrum is my favorite. Oh, you must be excited that it's like one of the big fossils then. Like collecting shiny screws. That's a good those will be valuable in the future. So basically the fossil we have in the middle is like what it looks like when you just dug it out immediately. So you cannot actually see the shape very well yet. So like in this example, there's still a bunch of rock that is attached to the fossil. Basically it also means that you cannot identify the fossil yet because, well, we don't know what it looks like. Anyone remember the game called Fossil Fighters? I feel like I saw it in the shop, but I never actually bought it, so I didn't play it. And then finally here we've got the tools for the cleaning. Yeah, it looks like a rock basically. Looks like rock, so we don't know what fossil is inside yet. So, tools for cleaning also include hammers, small drills, chisels, flat chisels, that kind of stuff. They usually have a flat tip. There's also a chance that like if you work on something that has very small parts and that can break off very easily, you'll use the air chisel, the one we mentioned earlier. It also says that fossils can be broken accidentally during cleaning, in which case you can repair it with super glue. Which, I mean, I don't doubt that's probably true, but I still find that very funny that they mention it. Was just talking to my friends about fossil fights today, and I've played myself, but it looked cool. Oh, I mean, I would probably have been into it, but I don't recall ever playing it. I feel like I saw it. Slap some clue on the puppy and it's gonna be A-okay, basically. So let us take a look at step 2. So step 2 is basically identifying the fossil. So, yeah, cleaning fossils is an art form because sometimes the only way to tell this texture which is the rock and which is fossil. Or I can imagine. I mean, that's why you have to take it back to the lab first, right? It's interesting. We actually have like an English picture here, so you guys can just read that yourself. You don't have to worry about me reading it. I guess it's like the cross section of an ammonite. I never realized it still had like an umbilical cord, I guess. That's probably not what it is. That's probably just like what this area is called. Okay, so once you've managed to like take the shape of the fossil out and you can like observe the entire fossil carefully, you can compare it to other fossils that have already been discovered. And then you can kind of work out what kind of creature we're working with here. So take a look at this fossil. Is there a fossil? Yeah, we have the fossil over here. So take a look at this fossil, as well as the ammonite up here. We can tell it has a swirly shell, so it must belong to the mollusk family, or like shellfish. The you know the family, the one that ammonite is part of. If you take a closer look, you can also see there are strange patterns where the shell came off. These are what we call suture lines. It says here in the English. I'm basically summing up fossil fighters. These suture lines are apparently very characteristic towards ammonites. So I guess these are like common on ammonite species. That's interesting. I guess they're like over here and there as well. Okay. Basically, you can use these lines to identify what kind of ammonite we're looking at. The lines on this specific species are kind of complex. So we only know it's from a specific area that I'm not sure what the English one is. I think that might be Cretaceous. So like that's basically they're just saying like this is like roughly the time period we think this one is from. Okay. So looking at the picture. So here we've got a real live fossil. So basically we can divvy up ammonites into different categories based on like the bumps on their shell. So like the differences they have on the shell surface. Oh, let me give you a meow real quick. If we look at this particular fossil, we can see that the suture line is very complex. It also has a very big, bulky shell. And it also has like several ribs. Basically, this means it's Uphidiscus hyridae. That's basically what it means from this specific era. So I guess that's for this one they're using the Latin name even in Japanese. Yeah, prehistoric sea bunnies. Okay, so this one says holotype sample. Oh, this is basically a hand-drawn sketch from 1894. That was published, and it was called the holotype. I admit I'm cute. Oh my god, Yuki, you actually have that. I didn't think anybody would have the points. Okay. I admit it. Jaruna, I am very cute. I say it here on stream for everybody to hear. I admit that I'm cute. You are, thank you, Yuki. Clipping it. Oh my god. Clip it, send it archive. Now to get you to do. Oh, you guys have been hoarding those points, haven't you? Okay. Joanna, I was a possessed Joanna, basically. I will admit it once again, twice in a row now, that I am very, very cute. I am cute. And I'm blushing very hard. So, about these holotypes. Basically, these are very important because they're basically selected as like the one standard example of a species. It means that all future species get compared to it in the future because like you cannot examine DNA, so you have to identify species based on what they look like, which is basically why you have a holotype. So this is the ammonite holotype, basically, or rather the Euphydiscus harridae holotype. Can't hear you, need to speak up. I think it's in the clip. I think you can hear me just fine. Okay, now let us go to step 3. Thank you for the clip. Can copy conjected DNA. I've seen those movies, right? Okay, so step 3 is basically guessing what it looked like and how it behaved. Hypothesis time. So, first step is guessing what it looked like, and what it was, but guessing about its. We got all the clips. And how we do that is by comparing it to creatures that are alive today. Oh God, how many clips? Plot twist, it looked like an Among Us, basically. So, unfortunately, what it says here, and I know we're all going to be very disappointed, is that in real life, the power of science is not enough to bring back ancient creatures back to life. I know, we're all very disappointed. So, instead, we have to compare them to creatures that are alive today to figure out what we think ancient creatures might have looked like. Yeah, crab moves very fast. So, if you look very closely at our creature here, it looks like it has like basically like cuts, partitions, like segments in its shell, and this is like similar to the creature called the Nautilus, which is alive today, as well as a creature whose English name I do not know. But basically, it suggests that those might be from the same group. So we can use those creatures as a reference when we try to figure out what an ammonite might have looked like aside from the shell, because we know what the shell looks like. But this part, that's all speculation. But we can like compare it to like living creatures and make a guess based on that. So, how do we go about guessing things? The Nautilus and the other creature also belongs to the group that octopi and squids belong to, called I think probably cephalopod in English. I mean, it's a completely different name in Japanese. It's funny because the name in Japanese just is like head-feet group. But I assume they mean cephalopods here because that's the one that octopi belong to. So, what do these creatures all have in common? Yeah, cephalopods. Thank you for confirming. So what do they have in common? Do any of you know? Basically, they have arms that extend from their faces, which I guess is why it's called like legs extending from their faces, which I guess is why in Japanese they're called like the head-leg group. I guess that this post sponsored by Heads Feet Group, basically. I guess they very literally just like named them after the way that like heads just sprout from their face, huh? I mean, legs sprout from their head. It's kind of funny. I love kanji combinations. Once they hit, you're like, much clearer than cephalopods. So, basically, that's what they all have in common. They also all live in the ocean and not in a river or lake. So I guess they're kind of implying they must be saltwater creatures. So that's also why we think that ammonites probably looked and did the same. So even though we cannot bring them back to life, alas, we can kind of imagine what they look like and where they used to live. And this is what we call a restoration in paleontology, in real life. So we don't bring the creatures back, but we do restore them in a way by speculating. Yeah, they're just walking around on their chins. Okay, so here we've got some examples of like what the insides of the different shells look like. So on the left we have ammonites versus nautilus versus the creature I do not know the name of in English. But this is a real living creature. Other people may fill me in on what it's called if you happen to know the answer just from this diagram. So yeah. So even though the shells of ammonites are fossils, these two creatures are alive now. And they all have shells that are separated on the insides with like different sections inside of them. A chinchilla. Honestly, live in a Pokemon universe where fossil Pokemon can walk around. Yeah. It basically just like tells you about the anatomy of these creatures and how that snails and other mollusks also have similar spiral shells, but they do not have the partitions on the inside, apparently. Apparently that makes snails different from like these critters. So that's why we know that ammonites are closer to nautiluses than they are to snails. So that is good to know. Should probably check your Discord DMs when you get the chance. Oh my god, did you? Oh, Mikey, thank you for the resub. When humans finally understand DNA, we'll be able to partially recreate them. Yes, and that we'll be ready. Then we'll get our own Jurassic Park. But I think if we actually get the power to like play God like that, I think we should just skip a step and go straight to recreating Pokemon. Like I feel like we should skip dinosaurs and go straight to Pokemon. 5 months old, I'm still a baby. Yes, you're still a child. Oh my god. Crab. Oh, you actually have the audio file. You work so fast. Yeah, I'll be in body modifications first, but I feel like we deserve Pokemon as little treats. Okay, so here we have different cephalopods that are alive today. These are various specific names. I only know that last one is Nautilus. I believe the top is some kind of squid. In the middle we have an octopus of some sort. I don't know all the Japanese scientific names. I now have blackmail material. Oh no. One of the museum has a room dedicated to praising the helix. I mean, we do. This is the helix section. So if you want to praise the helix, this is the moment. Mash them together, Pokemon body mist. Actually, you're thinking very quickly. I will vote for you. You've got this. Please give me Pokemon bunny ears. Okay, so basically certain types of outside of certain types of cephalopods, many of them have a slightly transparent part called a blah 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 that I don't know in English. Yes, praise helix. If you are cutting up a squid at home, try looking for it. Try looking for this fun little half transparent part. Dissect a squid at home. That's what it says. Go looking for it and see if you can find it. While octopuses do not have this part anymore. They have disappeared. Hello, Joe, big cutie. Hi there, Tief. So, and here we've got like a regular ammonite. Okay, so what we've got over here is again a real life specimen. Everybody, please be nice. Talk to the handlers if you want to touch it. because we have like an Omanyte here in the Flashbot here just for us by one of its Pokemon trainers. It is quite friendly, but do not pull on the tentacles because it will hit you with spikes. I want to eat. Mikey, you're gonna get banned from the museum. So on the inside of the script, do you mean they're talking about the bone that escaped with birds? Maybe. I unfortunately do not know the English name of this part. How about prehistoric crustaceans? Oh, I'm not sure if we will encounter them here. But yeah, everybody please be very nice to the Omastar. Do not eat it, Mikey, if the if the handler overhears you. Okay, so now we have some questions about Omanyte and Omastar. So I'll give you some time to answer. Did you guys pay attention? How many legs did Omanyte and Omastar have? Who wants to earn a sticker? Don't cheat, okay? Don't read. Who knows how many legs they have? 8? I don't mind getting the occasional ad, more cash for Joe, but having museum... Oh no! I'm so sorry for the ad. 21, 32. No, nobody's gotten it so far. 6? 8? A lot? Come on. I'm afraid that nobody's gonna get a sticker this time because the answer is 10. Mikey and Lilith, you'll get half a sticker because you're the closest. Like, you guys both share a star, okay? So, interestingly enough, Omanyte and Omastar both had 10 legs. If you look at their body and count the legs, you will find that there are 10 of them. Hold on a second. Okay, that's 10. That's 10. I was like, wait, is that 9? No. I'm terrible with math. It's okay. Tentacles. So, basically, Omanyte and Omastar use these legs to swim through the ocean. Thank you for the hydrate. Sorry. Okay. So it also says that the 10-legged Omastar is thought to be the ancestor of the 8-legged Octillery. One of the things they have in common is that they both have many legs sprouting from their head. I wonder, is that like... I bet it's like in the Pokédex entry somewhere, but if it's not, then I guess we now know that Omastar is Octillery's ancestor. Okay. So, next question. See if anybody can guess the answer, because I don't think this is common knowledge. Why did Omanyte and Omastar go extinct? What happened? Why do you think that they just died out? Was it because they had too many legs? I'll allow you guys to get some guesses in while I take a few sips because I'm a little thirsty. So, one moment. Global warming. To get to the other side. They're heavy, so it's hard to hunt. Their shells were so heavy to hunt their prey. Okay, we're giving some gold stars to Lee and Wrigley. You are both correct. They got too heavy. So, they mess with quast type. Okay, so basically, what happened is that their shells were too heavy. It is apparently known as a fact that the shells were too big, so they couldn't move fast enough. And because of that, they couldn't hunt effectively, they couldn't catch their prey. So yeah, you guys get your stickers. Too many quast types matter. Actually, I take issue with it. I mean, that's just a shell, Stoppy. That's just the way it is. And now they're dead. So let's go over to the Ammonite. Actually, okay, we don't have anything in the bottom yet. Okay. So, next question. This one's gonna be easy. How many arms does the Ammonite have? How many legs? What do you guys think? Easy bonus stars. Is that a Charizard? Don't look at Charizard left. You gotta be patiently. Charizard is coming up. 10. 10. Okay, yes, you are all correct. Everybody who said 10, I'm giving you another sticker. The one on the left looks cool, right? This one looks like a little messed up, and I love that. 11. Oh, Wiggly, I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit. So, basically, it's a bit of a trick question. We haven't actually found fossils with their arms intact yet, but we believe it was 10. But I'll still give a sticker to everybody who said 10. Don't worry. Looks like it comes from Gurren Lagann. Yes. So basically, because there haven't been any fossils that like showed how many arms they have to date, so I was correct. I said 0. I'll give you 1 sticker on being technically correct. But basically, they made a guess from the species close. So squids and nautili have 10 arms when they hatch from their egg. But you know what's fucked up? They have 90 arms when they grow up. Did you guys know that nautilis have like 90 arms? That's a lot. That's way too many. But apparently when they spawn in their egg from the first time, they only have 10. And this is how we know that 10 is like the base amount of arms for cephalopods. So, because we believe that ammonites are like somewhere between a squid and a nautilus, we think that they have about 10 arms. I wish I had 90 arms, I'd be so productive, right? I'm not much for eating cephalopods, I'll update you when we get to late exhibits, that's fair. Well, we'll see how hungry you get when we get to the Kabuto. Okay, so, why did ammonites die out? Do you guys want to wager a guess? I'll give you a hint, it's not the same reason that ammonite died out. And there are multiple answers here, because really we're going on theory again, but there's one commonly accepted one. Let me take a quick sip. Where's the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet? That's after the school trip. Hunted to extinction, their prey went extinct. Outcompeted by new species. Honestly, I'll give all of you like half a sticker for that, because I'm sure that's related. But basically what they say is they couldn't keep up with the environmental changes caused by what was probably a meteor strike. They just gave up. Yes, now I have a whole sticker. There you go, Mikey. They got too tired to leave the bed in the morning. Basically, they went extinct at the same time that dinosaurs went extinct. And now I can, by the way, confirm that those kanji you asked about earlier, Wiggly, that is in fact the kanji for dinosaur. Went extinct at around the same time. And the commonly accepted explanation is big old meteor hit the world and then environmental changes happened. They also believe that like baby ammonites were tiny and weak and they couldn't survive living near the ocean surface when the environment changes happened, so they died. He said, fuck it, I'm going back to bed, someone invent a machine to bring me back in a million years. Salt is not for me. I mean, the salt won't affect me. I'm a saltwater creature. Literally a saltwater creature. Okay, so here we've got some fun little ammonites. These are all very cute. Let's give a little... This one is funky, isn't it? Like the one you said looked straight out of Gurren Lagann. That's a cool shape. I like the imprint on this one too. And you are tasty and poisonous. Slugs are weak to salt, but I do live in salt water. So I think I'll be okay. Otherwise I just kind of like dissolve all the time. Like I feel like I'd be in a lot of trouble if like salt actually killed me. Okay, here it is. It's what you've all been waiting for. Here's Charizard. Aren't sea bunnies like slugs? They are, but they're sea slugs. Sea slugs live in salt water. Yeah, I'm weak to hot water. Yeah, there we go, the Charizard. I know you were all waiting for it. So basically what it says is evolution and evolution. Basically it's evolution written in hiragana and evolution written in kanji. Oh yeah, I know you're all ready for the Charizard moment. Okay, so evolution. There are differences, yes, shockingly enough. Both of our words have the word evolution in it. But even though they are the same words, they describe different things, depending on the world we're talking about. I like that they added in because I remember when Pokemon first released, there was so much concern about kids getting the wrong idea of evolution. Charmeleon is so edgy, it really is. Charizard is my favorite Pokemon. Let's go! Let me zoom in a little bit on the Charizard for you. There we go. Hey, yo, bunny, hide your leg. I mean, the throwing bun is like cut off to like just three buns per emote. Pokemon's close to spontaneous mutation. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess that's why they're like consistently writing it in hiragana now instead of kanji to make sure kids don't get confused by the two. I was playing tabletop. I hope you had a good time. We're giving a tour through the Pokemon Museum. Okay, so basically, evolution in the world of Pokemon is something that happens to individual bodies. Hope I was able to hang more. I'm sorry, but usually I will be quiet to concentrate. No worries! Piv, thank you so much for the resub. You can be like the one kid who's like in the back of the school trip taking notes, just like quietly. 30-month streak. Yes, Piv has the longest streak of everybody. She's been there since the beginning. Your buns didn't attack. It's cut off at 3 emotes, like. If you do more than 3 emotes, they won't throw. I am. I also have a crush on the teacher. One sec. I need to drink. I'm gonna blush. There we go. Okay, so evolution. In the world of Pokemon, it's something that happens to an individual Pokemon's body. So, excuse me? Guys, this Pokemon has a nickname. Like, it's not just like, say, for example, you have a Charmander. It specifically says, say, for example, you have a Charmander given to you by Professor Oak that you nicknamed Sepurutora. So, okay, everybody, all of you. Oh, night, Crab, sleep tight. Have sweet bunny dreams. Okay, everybody, you now have a Charizard named Sepurutora. I don't know why this is what you named your Charizard, but this is what you named it, so pay attention. So, you fight Sepurutora in various battle, and it gathers experience points and stuff, and then it becomes, Sepurutora. And then it becomes a Charmeleon. And eventually, it becomes a Charizard. It becomes a different Pokemon on the outside every single time, and it becomes bigger. But it is still the same old Sepurutora that you received from Professor Oak. Same old. It kind of sounds like growing up, or, becoming adult, growing up like we do in our worlds. But it's actually a little bit more like that than that, because it doesn't seem to be related to the passage of time, like the way growing older is in our worlds. Yeah. Lizardon is the name for Japanese Charizard. Yes, indeed. You're correct. I didn't win. Oh, next time. Hello, I am a little Seabun. I am Throw myself. Hi, Banjoey. Welcome to the school trip. Yeah, I guess the nickname is to demonstrate it's a single creature. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But also, what a nickname. Sepurutora. I wonder what it's based off. Like, usually, like, Japanese nicknames are just like, Ember or Fiery or something like that. Yeah, first is talking about evolution. We're talking hundreds of thousands. Yeah, it does make sense that this, like, makes it easier to illustrate. It's still the same. I'm shortening it to Seppi. Thank you for the hydrates. Is there one called Vagina? Really? I know, some Pokemon names are pretty wild, but I don't know every single Japanese Pokemon name. I mostly know the first 150. Okay, so now we get to compare it to evolution in our world. So basically, in our world, evolution doesn't occur to one single individual. It happens on a group level and also takes many, many generations to actually happen. Good old Boober. Yes, Boober is the Japanese one for Magmar, I believe. So, for example, we say that like life on Earth evolved from the fish, because fish became amphibians and then they start living on land. Yeah, Rhydon was the first to be created. Mm-hmm. Like It always reminds me of that like Jeopardy show. Like, which one was the first Pokemon? Rhydon, Bulbasaur, Mew, or Arceus? I will get the stinkiest Pokemon and nickname it Piffle. Piffle is traditionally my Zubat in Nuzlocke, if that helps. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. But this whole thing about fish and living on land and stuff does not mean that like one fish just one day grew a pair of feet and started walking on the land. No, that's not what happens. First, there were like some fish that had like slightly harder fins. And then there were good like environmental advantages for these fish that had slightly harder fins. And that meant that they survived more often, and that meant that because of that, there would be more of them with slightly harder fins. And then over and over and over enough, we all know how evolution works. Those harder fins can be described as feet, and that is evolution. Lapras and Squirtle are related to Tortuga. Ooh, I think they are, yeah. In our world, sometimes evolution is also used in the sense of progress. But this is actually a different word. It's like a different word with different meaning. Get that fucker back in the water. One fish called out the water and now I have to pay taxes. Fish good, fish eat, nom nom nom. So your feet are fins before as well. Long ago, my common ancestor had feet fins. It's got legs. Okay, so here we've got basically an image of like how these fins might have evolved. So here we have like a group of fish, and one of them evolves harder fins, and then many have harder fins, and then slowly over time, more and more have hard fins, and they become feet over time. She got harder slug. Yeah, I got harder slug fin feet. I mean, we get to see Joe, so it's worth it. Okay. So this is, I think, one of the most exciting parts of the exhibition in this next part, which is, let's start, we need to see proof of these feet. Don't ask for your teacher's feet, Mikey. There's one way to get me into museum, or else I'll just be in a massive 200 pounds hex. Okay, so about to look behind you. Children, settle down. We're about to compare some Pokemon. It's Celebi? I don't believe you. Was worth a shot. Oh, I missed them. You catch Celebi for me, okay? So in this section, we're gonna look at Pokemon and compare them to each other with the real-life counterparts. Because there are some Pokemon, basically some creatures in our world that look similar to Pokemon. So, based on reports by real professors from both worlds, they might not just look the same, they probably lived similarly and even died in similar ways. So let's hear from these professors and compare fossil Pokemon to these ancient creatures. And this time, we will once again be listening to, from the Pokemon world, Kaseki, Professor Kaseki. And this time, all the real world professors will be chiming in. All of them. Which I think is very exciting. So, our first comparison. We've got Tortuga. Poor Sheldon. Okay. So, Tortuga and Caracosta. I believe this one's Caracosta. Okay. Also known as the turtle Pokemon. So, first question. What kind of Pokemon was Tortuga? I was thinking he was a colony of slugs fortified to 1 energy. I mean, who knows how I was born? So, the Tortuga, also known as the Proto-Turtle, is a ancestor of turtle Pokemon, and it had a body adapted for swimming in the ocean. Let me see. It has 6 like little circle dimples parts, like big round thingies on its shell. Like see these big indents? It has 6 indents on the shell. It also has fin-like arms and legs, and those are made for swimming in the ocean. And this is a modern-day turtle Pokemon. Pop quiz. Yeah, building cup holders. You're like the superhero that's created for 5 kids. Okay, next question. Where did Tortuga and Caracosta live? Okay, so first, where do you guys think Tortuga lived? Because we have 2 different... Word turtle. These are some easy stickers, guys. The trees, the ocean. Okay, the answer... Let me see. The answer is, of course, the ocean, the Pokeball. Now, this is a bit tricky. Where do you think Caracosta lived? On the sky? The Pokemon PC? Well, the real answer is Caracosta actually lived in both the ocean and on land. Dun dun dun! So give yourself a sticker if you got both of them. And give yourself a half sticker if you only got one. Ocean, no desert, final answer. My Pokemon basically in the cosmos. So, we know that Tortuga was very good at swimming. And it could swim through a very big area. And it could also even dive very well. This is what we know from our research. They could only crawl on land, but sometimes they would go on land to like chase their prey. But they were kind of slow. I got none. Oh no. But when they evolved to Caracosta, they get legs. And it means that they actually become better at living on land as well. But in the end, they still work better in the water. So if they find their prey, they will actually drag it from land into the ocean, which is pretty damn hardcore. That basically makes like Caracosta like an old school crocodile, just like dragging you into the ocean to like drown you. Blastoise did it better. I mean, Blastoise is the upgrade. You have to evolve a few times. So this is like some of the really cool art that this exhibit does. Is like they made like little skeletons for all the Pokemon. So here we've got official canon speculative fossil bone designs for Tortuga and Caracosta. It's almost like the ocean, just more water, so it's basically white. No, you are correct, Bon Joey. Give yourself half a star. So we've got the fins up in front, while Caracosta also has legs that let it walk on the ground. Is basically what we see. And then we also see that for some reason Tortuga has 6 large holes in its shell. 6 big old holes, or like Fox said, basically cup holders. Team Hakka is very happy from this water life. Oh, they must be so sad it died out though. Okay, and next we go to turtle. Now, I believe this is like the ancient sea turtle. Like in Japanese it says Archelon, which is probably, it's in katakana, so it's probably the English name as well. So, what is the difference between Archelon and the modern sea turtle? Can I zoom in further? Oh, it's a little washed out, but I'll do my best. Basically, sea turtles have lived for a long, long time. More than 100 million years in blah 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 period of time that I do not know the English word for. Crustaceous, I think. Archelon from the Purotasudae family is very famous because it's big. Modern sea turtle is life also smaller. Yeah. They're very aerodynamic. Basically, the Archelon was 4.6 meters big. More than twice as big as like the modern turtle. The biggest turtle we have today. Its shell does not have any scales. That's interesting. It's completely smooth. But it was instead kind of leathery. I guess it says it was kind of leathery to make it like lighter. so it reduced its weight. By the way, apparently, like the biggest turtle we have today, the Osagame, also has leather on its back, just like the Archelon. Cockroaches outlive a lot of animals. That's true. I guess like the secret to living long is having a shell, huh? So, how good were they at swimming? Not very good, apparently. If we inspect the Archelon's swimming ability, it's not very good. We theorize that it kind of sucked. Leatherback turtles of the day are now ancient turtles. Called leatherback sea turtle. Oh! I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So basically, the area that we found the fossils in is very small. So we think that it didn't have like a lot of like, not a very big zone that it lived in. Didn't do a lot of migration and such. Basically limited to like the shallow part of the ocean in North America. And we don't think they actually went into very deep waters. So, kind of sucked at swimming, apparently. The Pokemon version, apparently better. If these guys were in a Chow race, the Pokemon would win. Okay, so these are some pictures of the Archelon. Oh wait, these are pictures of species we have today. This is the fossil. This is like the big turtle. And this is another turtle. This is the leatherback. This is the Archelon. And this is some turtle. That I don't know the English name for. So basically, the one for this one is kind of hexagonal and it has scales. The leatherback has no scales, but it has wedges. And the extinct one also has leather. And basically, the turtle, the Archelon, just like other turtle, has bones that extend from the rib. There we go. I can swim, but I guess I'm just different. Do you think you could beat a turtle in a race? They don't swim, they sink. Some turtles' ancestors had shells on their back, but not all, at all on their bellies. Oh, really? Dinner bones. Oh my god. Poor guys. Okay, wait, and here we have some fossil. Ancient turtle fossils. Oh my god, there's an ancient turtle head. I want to touch it. Okay. Okay, as well as, let's take a look at the ancient Pokemon fossil. Here we see it's like 6 divots. I'll even take a nap mix race. Like the tortoise and the hare. I see what you're doing, Lee. No one can beat a turtle in a way, so you eat her and the tortoise. Sharks, I want to see Gura. I'm not sure if we'll see Gura, but let's find out. Now, the part I was most excited for in this entire exhibition when I went in person. Look at this fucking guy. Look at him. It's literally the one from the Pewter Museum. Even in like, you see in Red and Blue, but also in the remakes. It's him. They made him real life. They did it. Just like in Pokemon Red. Exactly, it's so fucking good. Like, this captured my imagination when I was a child, you know? Like, I was like, oh. Like, more than any other fossil that they recreated in this exhibition, I was very excited to see this guy. But it just occurred to me, I think before we go to him, we do have like a fun little Archeops guy we should not skip over. Right, let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Those are the most recent games. That's probably why they picked that image. Yeah, this game pretty cool, I must say. So, this captured my wallet for the past 30 years, exactly. No, it's IRL. This is a real-life museum. So here we've got the Archeops recreation. Look at this baby. This little child. They kind of skipped Fire Red and Leaf Green, unfortunately. They didn't show any screenshots of that one. Yeah, the Archenskelet's big ass head. It's so big. And here we've got the feather fossil, I think it is. Plume fossil. That's the one. Okay, so let's learn a little bit more about Archon. So, what sets Archon apart from other bird Pokemon? It's Winnie, aka Frosted Flake. It's true, it's a baby burp. So, one big difference that it has is that it has long, sharp teeth instead of just a beak. It is also a rock type, that is correct. They also have tails that are solid, like hard, as well as compared to Pidgeot. Oh, okay. Now the main difference is sharp teeth, solid tail, and that sets it apart by other Pokemon like Pidgeot. One of the worst abilities. Oh, but he's so cute. I love Archeops. I actually used it competitively back in Gen 5. So Archon, which looks like this, is thought to be the ancestor of all bird Pokemon, and is because of that described as the first Pokemon. First bird Pokemon. It is very colorful, even a little bit gaudy when compared to modern day birds. It's adorable and I love them, right? I love Archon. I love Archon. Archon good. So, could they fly? Archon couldn't fly. But Archeops could. If it had enough like runway, room to like run and like leap, basically. Even though it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, Archon is so precious. It's so baby. So, basically, Archon couldn't fly, so it just like kind of jumped from branch to branch in the tree, glide between them. But when it evolves to Archeops, it can fly a little bit. But it didn't have enough muscle in its wings to like actually flap properly. So it basically had to like do like a very long run and jump to actually leap into the air and lift off. But it was actually very good at running. So it's fast bird, apparently. Good runner. Yeah, basically a glider. And here we have the fossilized remains, the bones. We see that the mouth is not a beak, but it has teeth in it. And it also has a long tailbone. Yeah, that's why it flaps so awkwardly. It sucks at flying. Basically Finny. So yeah, that's what we know about Archon and Archeops. Let's move over to the real life one. Oh, look. Oh, wait, I accidentally clicked out of it. There we go. Look at this little baby. It's so small. Look at how tiny it is. Sorry for Frosted, but Finny is no different than an Archon. You should tell Frosty that. Okay. I love the art they do, like the Pokemon has art for like the real life fossil things. Okay, so what color was it? We believe that the colors of the feathers was completely black. Normally you cannot like figure out the color in a fossil, but in 2012, researchers found like black pigment inside one of the feather fossils. They found melanin, literally, inside one of the feathers. So that has allowed us to learn that Archaeopteryx was actually black in real life. It had black feathers. Yeah, puny, itty bitty, it's so tiny. So tiny, so little. And this is a pigeon. All the birds that are alive today have a beak and a short tail. Yeah, all powerful melanin, exactly. Dinosaurs still exist as they evolved into birds. That's true, they're like pigeons. Like this one. This is a dinosaur. So what we've got here as well is the feathers underneath a microscope. So this is like where they found in 2012 the melanin inside of one of the feathers. At some point they thought like maybe the feathers were like two different colors, so half was white, half was black. but in 2020 they concluded like the entire feather must have been black. Okay, so next we've got the skeleton. This reminds me, well, not similar, former exhibits had stuff in the no photo area to Toa Unsoon. Oh, that's so cool. I love when like unseen sketches and concept art get like put up for exhibition. That was a shame that people couldn't like take pictures. Okay, so next we also have like the skeleton. The biggest, like most of the skeletons were found in Germany. And actually they found several like complete fossils, so we actually have a very good idea of what the skeleton looks like. It has small teeth, no beak, and a tail, and there's also nails on the feet. Yeah. Okay. And finally, could it fly? No. It seems that it couldn't fly, unfortunately. Or at least that it wasn't very good at flying. It basically doesn't have like the bone in its like chest that like birds have that make it good at flying. Basically back then, that's basically why we think it couldn't flap its wings very well. But it is thought that it was probably able to glide instead of flying. Which suggests seeing cats, but I lost my incest today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Okay, so here's the final picture. This is like an actual fossil, by the way. I didn't actually realize that the fossils for the Archaeopteryx were actually so common that like they found a lot of them. But yeah, apparently they're like hella common. Okay, now that we've seen Archaeops, let us return to Kabuto. Okay. So here we have Kabuto and Kabutops. Okay. So basically our first question is, where are its eyes? Now, this is a question for the class. Where do you think its eyes are? What do you guys think? Put in your bets now. On the top? Any others? On top, it's the black dots. Okay. Under a shell? On the bottom? Okay. Definitely on top, 100%. They're right there. All four? Okay. Now, Fox, you are the only one who gets a sticker. The answer is, in fact, all four. There are 2 on the top of the body and 2 on the bottom. But all of them are its eyes. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. It actually says, the professor himself says that when he heard from Professor Judah, I swear I demand half a sticker. Okay, the rest of you get half a sticker. He actually says that when he first heard Professor Oak tell him that it has 4 eyes in total, he was very surprised as well. Apparently the eyes on top, on its shell, very useful for looking around it when it was hiding on the bottom of the ocean. Which makes sense, because if it's just like kind of lying on the ocean floor, it wouldn't be able to see much with its bottom eyes now, would it? I would say if it wasn't the bottom, then that's very big nipples. Good thing it's both its eyes then. So, next question. What kind of life did Kabuto and Kabutops live? So, Kabuto lived on sandy beaches, as well as the bottom of the ocean, while Kabutops was a quick swimmer, who dashed through the oceans. So you're telling me somehow the eyes become nipples by the evolution? Actually, that's a good question. They don't actually say how many eyes Kabutops has. I guess either it devolves its second set of eyes. Because we only see the one set on the fossil too. So maybe it just removes them, or they do become the nipples. So, basically, apparently Kabutops could swim as fast as a bicycle. How fast can you guys bike? That's as fast as a Kabutops can swim, apparently. Kabuto. Why did your blooms just blink at me? So, if you also look at its cool, sweet feet, you can also probably guess that it's like suitable for living on land. So Kabutops was like just beginning to like adapt to land, and like probably future generations started living on land after Kabutops. Okay. So, oh, now this is interesting. Hold on, guys. I have big news. Kabutops has no bones. He's part of the No Bones Club. Oh my. Okay. Yeah. So, unlike fossil Pokemon like Tyranitar, Kabutops has no bones. It was just supported. It has a hard outer shell. It's shell only, baby. It's part of the No Bones Club. It just has a shell. So that's where Juina comes from. Yeah. Okay, so here we have a dome fossil. Very nice dome fossil. Do you ever see the chin of the Kabuto? Maybe that's where it has its extra eyes. And here we have a Kabuto. I don't think we can like look under at its chin, but maybe that's where it's hiding. Do you think it has eyes in its thighs? There's a hole here. Always keep eyes on the prize. Yeah, there are no Bones Club member. Kabuto is squishy. I mean, I think it still has a crunchy exoskeleton, but it ties weakly. God, I'm gonna cry from laughing. I used to have Kabuto toy that squirts water. Oh, I think I had that one too. Wasn't it like one of the like? No. I do remember having that one. That one was so cute. Okay. So next, we go to the real life Kabutops, also known as the horseshoe crab. This is absolutely epic. Hi, Dead Crow. Welcome to our school trip today. Please get your apple juice and join us as I guide you around the museum. Yeah, the BK toy, that's the one. Okay, so we just covered Kabuto. Let's look at the real horseshoe crab. So, do you guys want to guess how many eyes a horseshoe crab has? Any guesses? Raise your hands. No, I've got my permission slip. Oh, I'll fake you one, don't worry. I want orange juice. You should have said that when you signed up. 10. That's a lot of eyes, you guys. That's many eyes, Jinx. 2. Okay. But I don't think crabs make milk, so I don't think he has nipples eyes again. That's what the question says. So, the answer is actually 5. So nobody got it right this time, I'm afraid. But Angie, you get half a sticker for being the closest. I'll go higher, try me. It had 5 eyes, which is kind of funky because I don't think there's a lot of creatures that have like an uneven amount of eyes. Like, isn't that kind of weird? They don't even mention, like, comment on that, but I think that's cool. Yeah, you were close, Crow. You nearly had it. Okay. So, basically, the horseshoe has survived into the modern day with relatively little changes. It looks more or less the same. I deserve 2 stars. I did double. That's not how it works, Lee. Don't try to cheese me out of stars. I believe mantis also have an uneven count. Oh, like the shrimp mantis, it can see the most colors. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they had like 1 million eyes. Okay, so it has like 2 compound eyes that are the most prominent. But there are 2 eyes on the nose. Basically, the 2 dots that look like a nose, those are eyes still. And then, where do you think the final eye is? It's on its belly. So I guess we don't get to see the final eye. It's hiding. It's hiding underneath Wimpot. Oh, like the praying mantises. Oh, okay. Aren't they just a big bug? Probably. They're pretty primitive. Um, that said, despite it having like so many eyes, it kind of sucks at eyesight. It's not very good at seeing things. Apparently, it's only like registers light in them, so like it don't see you. It's a tummy, tummy. Yeah, Wimpod, that's an interesting one. I mean, it's. I think they meant the Pokemon. Yeah. I don't domestic ratios, they get sneaky. They really do. Okay, and next we have. These are fossilized footprints. Are they telling me this guy has feet? I guess it does have feet. Where's SpongeBob? We haven't encountered him yet. So apparently these were feet prints that were found on the bottom of the ocean. And that's how we know that ancient horseshoe crabs used to walk on the ocean floor, just like the modern day ones do. And this is also a modern day horseshoe. Allocation, exactly. Where's the shoe part? Oh, it took the shoes off because they got wet. You don't wear your shoes when you go swimming, right? Okay, so the next question is, can it swim? Basically, yes, though it mostly walks on the ocean floor. But it is able to swim as well. Even today, most horseshoe crabs just kind of walk around on the ocean floor, which I didn't know. But they do swim from time to time. Yeah, no wonder it stopped walking on land. No, it's a sea creature. I mean, we did just learn that the turtles sucked at swimming, so we can't say for sure. So basically, apparently it swims a lot when it's young, and then when it gets older, it starts swimming less and less. We also know that, like, from the places we found horseshoe crab fossils, we know that they mostly live in shallow water of the ocean, just like modern day crabs do. So that's why we think they might have been able to swim as well. We basically just think that they were more or less the same as the modern day ones. They haven't changed a lot, is what we're getting out of this. So let's look at some horseshoe crabs. There they are. Here we've got a fossil. And I think that's a modern day one on the... Yeah, that's a modern day one on the left. I think that's just like a fossilized species of sorts. Don't know if someone said, but what did the creatures use the belly eye for? Just looking for scent? They didn't mention. Actually, no. Like, nowhere on the... I guess, like... I imagine if it mostly walks on the ocean floor, it just gets a lot of sand in its eye. So I'm like, I guess it must like mostly have its eye closed. But maybe it's like keep an eye out for predators. Like if they do swim from time to time, then you can see the predators coming from below or something. But apparently it sucks at like viewing things with all eyes. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's just an evolutionary miracle. Yeah, he's just chilling. Do you know they have blue bloods? Yes, I do. I also heard it's really good for like a bunch of different medical uses and stuff, right? Like basically horseshoe crabs are like saving lives every day because like their blood is like a medical miracle or something like that. Okay, now let's go to Aerodactyl. And I will say, I was a little disappointed that there's no proper Aerodactyl fossil. I mean, they have the Kabutops, but I kind of wanted them to have like the classic Aerodactyl from like, you know, Pewter City as well. It's like not an eye like theirs, and probably doesn't bother it. That's probably Trill. I mean, it was a shitty eye anyway. Yeah, he obviously did Pokemon potions, exactly. Yeah, big old jaw. Eyes like that for swimming. That makes sense. So, Aerodactyl. Also known as the king of the ancient sky. So, that's it. The question is just like, what does Aerodactyl look like? Look at the picture, there's your answer. I can't ask my class what Aerodactyl looked like. Draw an Aerodactyl, kids. What did he look like? It's right there. It's on the screen. Think of scraping the eye on the sand all day. Don't want to think of it. Probably helps me judge whether or not close to the ground. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. They look like my friends. Oh, they do look like friends. They're friend-shaped. I mean, is there anything worth... It had a big jaw. It had sharp teeth, is what it's saying. It also had wings. I feel that's just describing what it looked like. I mean, yeah, we can basically skip this question. This is just a long description about what Aerodactyl looks like. You guys can figure it out. He has wings. He has a pointy tail. He has teeth. You know what Aerodactyl looks like. He used the teeth to hunt animals. I don't remember he had hand-like things on the wings. Weird dog. Yeah, he does have like weird little hands. Actually, let's zoom in on those hands. You know, I had never taken note of that, but he even has like little fingers. It's kind of messed up. I don't like that. Lee, how do you feel about Aerodactyl? Now I've pointed out that he has like weird little raccoon hands. Weird little raccoon fingers. Because Penjoey, I had never thought of this, but I kind of hate it. He has like actual hands. Can high five me 10 out of 10, that's fair. Yeah, basically that. So, next question. What do we know about Aerodactyl from research? We know, for one, that it was the most powerful Pokemon to rule the skies back in ancient times. And also that it probably went extinct because of meteorites. He has them nice grippers, it's hot. You can lose the Aerodactyl at rock, paper, scissors. Nicholas Wind look like hands, but okay, that's different though. They're like big hands. They don't have tiny little raccoon hands stuck to their wings. So, basically, because it was like the biggest, baggest, coolest Pokemon around, it could like basically fly around free because it had like no predators. It had nothing to be scared of, nothing to be afraid of. It was basically just so cool, you guys. And then it became extinct because of meteors, unfortunately. Okay. And here we've got our Aerodactyl skeleton. So we know that like the purple section of its wings, isn't the whole thing purple? I guess I mean this purple section. Okay. We think that like this purple section of the wings might have been covered in skin. Perhaps. I mean, I think all of it is covered in skin, but maybe I'm just like, I'm not a researcher. Everything was a rock type and then earthquake. Then her earthquake hit and that's how all of them went extinct. Indeed. So here's the Petrosaurus, which is of course different from the Archaeopteryx, the one we were looking at earlier. Look at this cutie. This is the face of a friend. I love this guy. That's a good little guy. So which one? Basically, which one of the flying dinosaurs was the closest to Aerodactyl? Arceus nerfed Aerodactyl, dang, right? So, basically... Can I zoom in closer? Basically, Aerodactyl is similar to several flying dinosaurs. But there is no single specific species that is completely identical to. So while it was similar to like several Petrodactyls and the Sackeye, it is not identical to any of them, which I don't think any Pokemon is, but it does share parts with a whole bunch of them. So for example, the wings. They all have wings. And this is a thing that it shares with many other many other flying dinosaurs. It also shares the sharpness of its head with the Petrodon, as well as the Petrodactyl. Blah blah blah. But it also, there are some differences. It's also the teeth were mostly similar to the ones of the Petrodon, I mean, as well as the Petrodactyl and the Demoraphodon also have teeth, but they were a little bit different. They also have a similar tail compared to the Petrodactyl, but those guys have smaller tails. So basically it's just like a comparison of like all the different birds and what's the most... Don't pronounce the P in tail. Oh, right, pterodactyl. That's the one, not petrodactyl. It's because I'm like reading it from the katakana, and the katakana has the P. It's like there. And it kind of made me forget that like in English you don't say the P, it's just pterodactyl. I'm going to say hi to Sharpedo's ancestors, Shuna. Say hi to them. You should. Okay. So basically, this guy was also... What? Aw. He's so small. Wait, no, he's not small. He's 1 meter big. I love graphics. Me too. Do you think there's just bats that have 3 that can fly? I mean, I probably is an ancestor to the bat, right? Most likely. I wouldn't be surprised if they were an ancestor to the bats. So yeah, okay. So this guy, also from Germany. Nobody knew what it was at first. So people used to like make it look like a bat or like a duck, which is kind of funny. And then we have this guy, who was found in England. Mostly in England. Tell them about the being made into an anime game on YouTube. I mean... yeah, it was discovered by Mary Anning, who also discovered some other fossils, and that's why she was famous. And then this final guy was discovered in the US of A. And it has like a crest. Oh wait, no. This guy. Yeah, he has like a crest that basically only the males had, but not the females. Oh my god, it's American. Basically, I know it's horrifying. If we compare the skeleton to its head, we can see it was big. It had a big head. But the bones were hollow to make it lighter. Yeah. Pokemon was first. Okay. So how did they fly? We believe that they mostly just like glided through the air. Especially the big guys because they were heavy. So many theories are that they just didn't really flap their wings. They mostly just like glide around, just kind of vibe, have a good time. But depending on like the flying dinosaur, they might have had like different degrees of flying ability. We also like research has shown that like over time, as they evolve more and more, they got better at flying, which I hope so, because that is where modern birds come from. So they must have like managed to figure out the trick eventually. Okay, so I believe next we're going on to the Cranidos. Very nice. Did I didn't skip anything, did I? Hold on. Let me double. No. Wait. We nearly skipped something. It's tricky going around corners. What if some dragons were just ostriches? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that like one bird, like Archeops, being a shitty bird, is basically an ostrich, because we learned that like Archeops was really good at running on land, but not flying. So it's basically like an ancient ostrich. Ostrich. Okay, so this poster is about museums. So, in the Pokemon world, we have museums, and in the real world, we have museums. And they're doing like the funny little thing again, where for the Pokemon world, they write everything in hiragana, while for the real world, they wrote it in kanji. Which I guess like is a good way to set them apart. I mean, the early games didn't have kanji yet, though I feel like they probably had kanji in like some of the remakes, but who am I to say? Either way, let's compare the museums between the Pokemon world and the real world. And I'm kind of curious about this because I assume that they're mostly kind of similar. So, first of all, exhibitions. Sensei helps some weird guy is forcing me to watch ads from his tablet. Oh no! The Pokemon games have kanji, but now full hiragana. Yeah. Yeah, they used to be full. Wait, they actually have full hiragana? That's nice. Like, I know that like they eventually added kanji and hiragana. They also have like hiragana only version. I think like at least on the DS they still had it. I don't know if they have that in the modern games. But they had like a toggle where you could pick, at least for a while. Well, it's where you live. Let's go, Quo. So basically, exhibitions. Every museum in every region kind of has like its own special things. So for example, in Kanto, we have the Pewter City Museum of Science. I believe that's Nibi Kakaku. Yeah, science and fossil is the one we have in Pewter City. And that one exhibits fossils, like the one for Aerodactyl. And then we have Sinnoh, where we've got the museum for Ouroborg's mining museum, where they exhibit things like charcoal and tools for mining. I know if I had the choice, I'd probably visit the one in Pewter City because I will say, like, out of all the things, it's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go look at some charcoal. It's not the thing that would get me going. Yeah, there was Karalas in Galar too. We've got like a couple of different museums around the Pokemon. I wonder if they mention the others. So, aside from exhibitions, there is also research, which is like something that museums do in addition to exhibitions. So, that also means that many researchers are often affiliated with museums. Like the Kupoco layout, that's true. I do think, like, I'm joking, like, I think the Ouroborg Museum is actually kind of cool. I love when they put museums in the game. I want museums in every game. Unova has a Dragonite skeleton. Oh, you're right. The Dragonite skeleton is actually pretty cool. But yeah, so one of the researchers in Hoenn is a dude that has a different name in Japanese, who basically specializes in oceanography. Well, in Unova, there is somebody who specializes in archaeology. And then finally, in the Pewter City Museum, there is a fossil professor. And he is the one who is explaining to... Wait, that's him? Dude, guys, did you guys know? This guy, he's the fossil professor from Pewter City. I only realized this now. I guess he has an official sprite now. This is the Pewter City fossil guy. He's talking to us. It's him. They made him. That's pretty cool. So, Canonical, that's this dude. He's literally called Fossil Professor. Yeah, sick. He has an official sprite now. Guys, we're uncovering all the sweet Pokemon lore. This had not registered to me when I actually like casually visited the exhibition the first time. That's pretty cool. Is he the one who gives you the Ember Fossil? I think so, yeah, because like that's the dude who's like in the back of the museum, right? That's the Fossil Professor dude. That must be him. That's sweet. Okay, so next we have museums in our worlds. Just like in the Pokemon worlds, different museums have different like specialties and stuff for the exhibitions. In Hokkaido, they exhibit a bunch of ammonites. In Shimane, basically they're near a volcano, so you got to see like plants and fossils and stuff that were near a volcano. Basically every museum's mission is to like show you more about like the local area and preserve the stuff that was there. So that's pretty cool. But I'm still excited about this guy. I never knew he had an official design. I mean, they probably made the official design just for this exhibition. So also in our real world, there are researchers who specialize in different fields of research. For example, in Gunma, we have Dr. Takukawa. That's this dude. He's over there. And he specializes in... sharks. This dude specializes in sharks. There were several of you who have been talking about sharks for a while now. So he specializes in sharks and mammal fossils. So this dude loves sharks. So next up, we have Aichi Museum. And for that one, we have Professor Fuzurina. Which one's that? Oh, it's too blurry. I can't read it properly. It's not one of these two. Wait, Aichi. My geography is failing me. Is that... God. It's too blurry. I cannot read. One of these guys is basically... you guys figure out where Aichi is, and it's that guy. Where the female professors? I guess none of them worked on this exhibition, I'm afraid. Because these are all like real life people. But yeah, we've got Dr. Ichida, who studies some kind of small fossil. Ichida is this guy. He fossils some tiny fossil. Basically, different researchers study different fossils. They don't mention what the other researchers study. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Museums are also important because they basically collect and store and safekeep all kinds of like important items and make sure they can be rotated into research and exhibitions and stuff. At this particular museum, which is like the National Science Museum, I think in English, they also preserve like many things related to the natural sciences. And of course, it's not just researchers who like work in a museum. You also have the people who like curate exhibitions, help set things up, press releases, volunteers, and tour guides just like me. Basically, an exhibition is made reality through the efforts of many people. So we hope that you'll enjoy the museums that appear in the Pokemon series, and we also hope that you'll enjoy the museums in the real world. Because there are many different ones. What is happening here? I am providing a tour. I forgot they made a Pokemon version of Experience. Don't worry. No, it's cool. Basically, this is me giving you a guided tour of the real-life Pokemon Fossil Museum, which is, or at least was, a real-life exhibition that they have now made public online. But all the text is in Japanese, so I'm just translating it on the spot and teaching you all about the wonders of Pokemon fossils and also real-life fossils, because they do the fun thing where they compare the two together. And also, we just got the very exciting news that, like, this guy, the professor from Pewter City Museum, this is what he looks like. They made him real. Can't wait for the scene where we get escorted out by a police officer. So far, we've been very good, and there's been no need to to be escorted yet. Okay, now let's get to Cranidos, our little fella here. Oh, these... Wait, are these boats real? No, wait. No, these are boats real. Okay, wait, let's look at the Cranidos fossil. I think that must be this one. No, that's... Oh, did they... Wait, hold on, let me zoom in. Is this the Pokemon one? It looks so much like a regular... No, that's a real one. Okay, these are both real. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep, enjoy museum, sleep tight, have sweet bunny dreams. Okay, let's just look at this guy. I guess they made no Pokemon version. That's a shame. But I guess these fossils are cool enough that it doesn't matter. Okay, this is again some very washed out text, but I'm gonna do my best. So the first question is, what did they use their head for? Do my precious students have any ideas while I take a sip of my drink? It's a fairly easy question, don't worry. What did they use their heads for? Ramparts? Thinking. To smash? I mean, you are all more or less correct. Ramming into buildings. Yes, yes, yes. Basically, it's used it to like headbutt things. Just really ramming things, ramparts, smashing, headbutting, the tackling, the whole ordeal. Basically, your head goes bush. So they both have like spikes around the head as well. But the evolved fork has bigger spikes. Oh, but why? That's a good question. We're actually gonna get to that very soon. The power of their headbutts is quite strong. But their brain is small. So they're kind of dumb, is what it says. It has a small brain. And just like Newtonia just asked. But why? Why did they headbutt? That is actually our second question. Why did they? Or rather, when did they? Just like me, for real, for real. Basically, they butted heads pretty much whenever, wherever, all the time. They saw a moment in their daily lives, and they decided this is when we start headbutting. Because fuck 'em, that's why, that's essentially it. So they used it when they were fighting each other, they used it with their friends, they used it with their enemies, they used it when battling Pokemon like Aerodactyl, and they also used it for hunting prey, or just like fucking about with trees, knocking them over, just to butt, basically what Wiggly says. Yeah, basically, if they were alive and they had a space for it, they were gonna butt it. They were gonna headbutt it. You see Seaden knocking on Bastion. Oh, we're actually gonna get to Bastiodon, and it has a really cool fossil. Let me smash. Hearing headbutt and headbutting, nice butts they have. They really do. So here we've got the cool skeletons for Cranidos and Rampardos. So as you can see, they've got thick skulls. But there's no space inside of them. Skull is hard, but no space. So they're kind of dumb. But if you were headbutted by them, they would definitely just like fly you to the moon. You'd get blown the hell away. You'd be obliterated. You'd be hella obliterated. They just like me, for real, for real. And as you can see, the spikes they have become bigger and sharper, and also there's more of them. That is what we learn. Like Rammus being all dumb with a hard head, right? Just so relatable. It's like house snows that then poop on their heads. Yeah, basically. Okay. So, next up, we've got the Pokemon it was based on. Like the Pachi, right? I think it's like a Pachi, I think. Join, you're full of water, not air. I am. Okay, so is it true that they used their heads? Is it true? Yeah. There's basically a theory that says that they did, but there's no proof. There's no proof for sure. Also, Paldia Start Evolutions. Yes, I saw. I will ask not to link just in case people want to like remain on spoilers, but I'll probably stick with Sprigatito. I have not been deterred yet. Okay. So, basically the theory, and this is a bit hard to read, the theory that they like fought each other with their heads is because they found like fossils that have like scars on them and stuff. So because of that, we believe that they probably used it to fight members of the same species. And they also look kind of similar to modern bison. I'm not sure if I see it, but I believe the scientists. However, in the 90s, they found that it has like an S-shaped neck, curve in the neck. And that made people go like, maybe they don't fight each other by headbutting. Maybe only the young ones do. Only the children headbutt each other. And he just like me, for real, for real. Yeah, you're gonna be a good owl, no worries. I know. But if anybody's curious, yes, I'll probably stick with Sprigatito. Having looked at all the final evolutions. Okay, so next question is, how does the head change during growing, when it grows? The dome becomes bigger and bigger, while the spikes become smaller. Can I post a link of something that I'm reminded of? As long as it follows like Twitch TOS and it's not like a spoiler for Pokemon, you are absolutely free to do so. Okay, so what we see is that when they're young, they have a small dome. Oh, hold on, let me click that. Oh, 1920s paleontologists versus modern ones. Oh my god. I can only imagine. Oh, let's put an ad in front of it. Screw that. I don't want to watch an ad. I'll watch it later. Okay, but basically, yeah. Dome goes thicker, spike goes smaller. There's basically a theory that it like absorbs the calcium from the spines, that's the spikes, and then it puts that calcium into its skull. And then another theory is that maybe these guys are just different species. Maybe this is not how they grow at all. Maybe these are all different dinosaurs. We just don't know. Because we don't have DNA, we just don't know. Anyone want to watch Pokemon ASMR after the tour? Should I put Grimer ASMR back on after we finish the tour? Okay, so this guy was also discovered in America. It has big skull, but we just don't know if it used it to headbutt. And here we've got its skeleton. Apparently its head, like the skull, like the bone there, can be up to 25 centimeters thick. Holy crap, that's so much bone, you guys. Can you imagine a bone that's 25 centimeters thick? Damn. It also had like a very hard tail. And it's related to like some other species that I don't know the name of. It's thick as hell. Okay. Oh, now let's keep moving down this way. Okay. So this is very exciting because we're gonna go to Shieldon and Bastiodon. And I remember that Bastiodon has a very, very cool fossil. You see it coming up here. I mean, let's look at the shield fossil first. But now look at this unit. Oh, wait, I clicked out of the screen. Hold on. Look at this unit. Yeah. That's a real fossil. He is so cool. Look at that noggin. Look at how big he is. Look at these legs. These feet are made for walking. I'm a wrestle it. Like, it is a bit flat on the back though. But look at how cool this guy is. Oh, look at those eyes. He's so angry. Big flat head. We love this dude. I love this dude. Is new Pokemon set in the prehistoric era? I believe Pokemon Scarlet has, like, the new Pokemon has something to do with time travel, though I don't know to what degree. And Scarlet is the one that has to do with the past, while Violet has to do with the future. Looks like a spike through the nose. He went to Claire's. It's not just a face, Mom. He went to Claire's to get some piercings done. So, okay. Yeah, past versus future. That's the theme of the new games. So here we have a baby, also known as Shieldon. Kabuto must be in Scarlet then. Yeah, like I think that there's also something about like past Pokemon that they're adding. Like there's some like regional differences that I don't know much about yet, but I'm excited. Okay, so how does Shieldon's face change when it becomes a Bastiodon? I think it's quite obvious. But basically, it becomes more sturdy and it also grows like some spikes. and it also becomes like more fancy. That's basically the difference. um, and basically, Shieldon has an oval face. Bastion has two horns. Wait, these two? These two horns? It has like multiple horns. Which horns are they talking about? It has 4 teeth. 2 horns. These horns? These horns. Mysterious. Which 2 horns are they talking about? I guess one of them is the nose ring, so I guess it's the ones on the heads. I see Normaldome from briefly in the recent trailer. Ooh. Yeah, it does have boots. It's got the boots with the fur. Everybody at the club looking at her. Yeah, Sheldon looks so cute in this. I love this Sheldon picture. Basically, its face is flat and it is colored yellow and black, like a keep out sign, like no entry. So basically, what it comes down to is when it evolves, it becomes sturdier and also slightly flashier. It does actually say that it looks like a no entry sign, like keep out, which is kind of funny. Yeah, Cranium versus Bastion. Okay, so what kind of personality did they have? What kind of life did they live? We believe they were very peaceful, very quiet, well behaved. They lived in herds in order to like protect their young, which that's kind of adorable. I like that. Yeah, they're sturdy little babies. Like they're really cute. They just vibing, non-aggressive. Basically, they ate grass and berries. They were sweet and quiet, very docile, lived in groups. They were social, like social Pokemon. Rampart and the meat shield. And here we've got the cool skeletons. God, I love these skeletons so much. So basically, they believe that the head is like one big bone. In the reality, they were evil animals that would dodge taxes. The revisionist history on these. The Shieldon and Bastion. Yeah, so basically it has one big bone in its head. But you can see how the face changes between the evolution. Okay, let's move over here. Reimu dodges her rant. So does Yoshi. Okay, so here we've got several different dinosaurs. Basically, dinosaurs, it literally says horn dinosaur. So, horned dinosaurs, dinosaurs with horns. This guy doesn't even have a horn, he's cheating. but we know what it is. Basically, what kind of horned dinosaurs did we have? Many different kinds. They have different kinds of frills on their face, different kinds of horns. They're all very different. Very different species. So what dino is Yoshi? Oh wait, Yoshi's a Yoshi. Exactly, Yoshi's a Yoshi-saur. So these are like 3 of the most well-known ones. The Porotoceratops, as well as the Protoceratops, and the Triceratops, and the Pentaceratops. Those are the ones we're talking about right now. So the most famous one is Triceratops. It has fancy ass whales. It's very fancy. It also has 3 horns. It is known to have like lived till the end, the final last periods of the dinosaur moments together with the Triceratops. Then we have the Protoceratops, which has a frill but no horns. Sad. Sad little guy. And then we have this guy, who looks the most like Bastion, because it has a big frill and many horns. So what if Yoshi is a Yoshi, then what is a Yoshi? A Yoshi. It's a Yoshi. So what kind of life did horned dinosaurs live? They were mostly herbivores, and they lived in herds, and they raised their youngs together, which is very cute. That is clearly a goat. Yeah, so basically they were quiet, docile, sweet, herbivorous creatures. And And we have based this fact on the fact that they were found in groups and raised their youngs. And they are quite similar to Shieldon and Bastiodon. Yeah. So here we see like their skeletons. And we can kind of see that like the horns and the frills, they become bigger as they get older. Okay. So next, look at this little guy. You know, when you look into his eyes, you can look straight through him. When I look into your eyes, I can see the other side of your orbs. Alright, this little guy is cute. I love him. Oh, this little guy is cute too. Look at this guy. It's like a model of the real one. It has a funny face. They're both pretty cute. They're both pretty cute. I mean, the Pokemon one is obviously bigger than the one IRL, which I think were just like tiny little quills. Okay. So what we've got here is, of course, Anorith and Armaldo. So, what kind of Pokemon is the Walk and Bug type Anorith? I'm not sure why they specified the typing for this question. They didn't do that with the other questions. But it is basically an old shrimp Pokemon. Past shrimp Pokemon is what it's classified as. Yes, Animal Aquarius time. I want a Tyranitum statue, but it's a big one. I mean, live your dreams. Make one yourself. But a smaller one. Okay. So basically, it was found in the Hoenn region. It's an old shrimp Pokemon. And it's one of the Pokemon's, like, ancestor species. Like an ancestor for Pokemon. That's a cockroach. Well, you descended it from it, Angie, so you should be nice to it. This is like everybody's great-grandpa. So be polite. Respect your elders. It basically moved its, like, wing-like arms, like these things, to move quickly in the ocean and then catches the prey using its claws. We also believe that its big round eyes were useful for finding prey in the deep dark oceans in the waters. The evolved form looks like a piece from other fossil Pokemon, like before they figured out where the bones go. I mean, in real life it never evolved, so I guess like it kind of had to. So, what kind of like how did Anorith evolve into Armaldo? Basically, it developed legs and started living on land. Like Anorith like used to live in the ocean, and then bam, 2 legs. Time to live on land is, I guess, that's what happened. It still goes into the ocean when it's time to hunt, though. And blah blah blah. Okay, we know that like there's like other Pokemon that's like with Caracosta and a big other turtle Pokemon. Tartuga and Caracosta is like another Pokemon that like once it evolves starts living on land as well. And blah blah blah. And also like evolving to start living on land seems to be a characteristic trait of some fossil Pokemon. It went on land, it got Incineroar treatment. Get this baby back on 10 legs. So yeah, that's what we know about Anorith. How about the plants here? Okay, so now we got this guy. He looks like a weird little bug. I mean, I guess he is a weird little bug. Since there are no sharks or cats, I them out, close legs, and walks away. Basically, yeah. Speaking of plants, we do get to Lillip later, and Lillip is basically a plant. Yeah, look at this shrimp. He's funky. Okay, so what kind of ancient creature was he? Apparently, this guy, and you're not gonna believe this. He was at the top of the food chain. this guy was an apex predator back in the day, which is not what I'd think when I look at him. But I guess when everything is still Cambrian soup, and we're all just kind of like floating in the soup, and everything's like small cell creatures, then having this shit going on makes you quite a predator, I suppose. Yeah, basically a banana. On top of the food chain just below me. Mikey, you are eating this guy? Yeah, yummy Cambrian soup. So yeah, this guy is like 500 million years old. It has all these kind of fins on the side of the body, which it like kind of flaps about if it wants to go swimming. It was back when evolution was just throwing everything in the world, see what's stuck. Yeah, it's all based on Pokemon Focus, so blame Game Freak for not making a cat or shark fossil. Yeah, that's true. Mikey can eat everything. He has died before. It also has like compound eyes, just like a dragonfly, which is kind of cool of it. It means it can like see a much wider field of vision than humans can, and that helps it find its prey. I mean, eat Mikey, don't eat Mikey. Basically, this guy was like your number one fear. If you were another creature in the Cambrian soup, this guy was gonna eat you up. Like, you did not want to encounter this dude. Like, you were pissing your pants when you saw it. That said, apparently, we don't think this guy is actually an ancestor of like modern day insects and crustaceans. He just kind of died. Apparently this guy is not even an ancestor. That's kind of fucked up. Like, he just died out. Okay, what does its name mean? And its name is Anamarocaris. What does this mean? It means weird shrimp. It's Kimiona Abbey. Its name is Weird Shrimp. The scientists who named this guy hated this dude. Despite the fact that it's basically weird shrimp, it's not related to the shrimp family and is not one of its ancestors. Yeah, it's a shame. It looked cool. When they first discovered it, they thought that like these tentacle guys, like as you can see over here, looked kind of like a shrimp. So they thought, this is a weird shrimp. Let's just give it this name. They also thought that like the body looked like a sea cucumber. And they thought that the mouth looked like a jellyfish. So basically they were just misidentifying every part of this guy like crazy. And they were just like, kept publishing it as like different animals. Yeah, just predators dunking on them. You think they'll taste nice? Maybe that's why they went extinct. This guy ate my great grandfather. I'm gonna name it something dumb. This is a cool little chart though, because you can see like kind of how they thought this was like a shrimp, and this was a jellyfish, and this was like a sea cucumber, and how it like looked on the different parts of the body. But yeah, apparently this guy got misidentified like crazy. Yeah, primordial platypus essentially. But this guy like came there first, so like I feel like it's like a reverse platypus situation where everybody else just like starts looking like it. Okay, let's see, where do we go next? Okay, yeah, we did this one, so let's go here. Oh, it's time for the big insects. Now these guys do live to the present day, because we know what dragonflies are. Like, I mean, they're not as big anymore. They're the big bugs. So, hey, fun fact apparently. You know how this is Yanmega? In Japanese, it's Mega Yanma. It's just the other way around. Yeah, Pokemon are actually real. What the fuck, right? This guy just actually exists. It's messed up. People get killed by Yanmega every year. Hi there, sucker. We're doing a tour of the Pokemon Museum. Okay. So, this is Yanmega. What kind of Pokemon is it? It is a Pokemon that evolves backwards. It has evolved backwards into ancient times. Using the power of ancient power, it basically evolves backwards into time and becomes Yanmega. It can fly around at very high speeds, and it is not a Pokemon that can be restored from a fossil. Instead, it goes backward into evolution. It is especially notable because of its large size, because at 1.9 meters tall, it is one of the biggest bug Pokemon in existence. Is that why Japan's population is declining to main Pokemon fatalities? We keep telling them not to go into the tall grass, but nobody ever listens. No one ever listens. So, how did they fight? They fought by flapping their wings at high speed, as well as biting their prey, their enemy, from the air. Yeah, de-evolution. Literally. Time to get the bug spray. It's one weakness. Okay, so basically using its 4 wings and its 2 tail wings. Oh, it does have 2 tail wings. Yeah, there's 2 little wings on it still. I hadn't noticed. Can I bite yours? Sightseeing? No, that'll get you kicked out of the museum, thief. Yeah, so using its 4 wings and 2 tail wings, it can fly really fast. And then just really numb down on you. Numb down its prey. Get some real good bites in there as it passes you by. That thing looks like it got human spray. Yeah, no, that thing's it's gonna come for you. I'm not sure if there's a fight you want to pick. Yeah, so also its flapping is so powerful. It can make these shockwaves that basically just it literally says fatal damage here, you guys. This guy will inflict fatal damage on your body, on their insides. The shockwave will go right through you and just, I guess, mess up your organs. You're gonna turn into human jelly. You're gonna get liquefied by this shockwave. I mean, it's not literally what it says, but it does say fatal damage to your insides. So I think we can extrapolate and assume that's roughly what it means. Basically, this guy got the human spray. Okay, and here we see some of those guys in the fossil. Imagine going from Charizard to Charmander. And then doing another step backwards somehow. Yeah, these guys pretty big, huh? Yeah, there's some big dragonflies. Okay. So here we have the big dragonflies. What kind of insect were they? That's just a normal bug. No, you're right. Get bit by shockwaves enough, you develop immunity. Oh, you're onto something. Wait, Yanmega is not a fossil. Where are the sharks? It's an ancient Pokemon. I mean, maybe we'll find a shark. We just gotta cross our fingers, okay? I think actually Sharpedo was on the poster. I can't remember completely, but I think Sharpedo might have been on the poster. Well, we'll see. They let Yanmega in on this. So basically, they were insects that looked a lot like the modern-day dragonfly. They lived about 300 million years ago, and they are basically the ancestor to dragonflies today. But they are different, even though they look like them. They do not clarify in which way. However, this particular guy, the Meganura, could get up to 75 centimeters in wingspan. Tyranitar will probably be here too then. I don't think Tyranitar is considered an ancient Pokemon though. They look the same though, silly paleontologists. Yeah, they should know better. So, how did they get so big? Well, most people think it's because there was a lot of oxygen in the air. High oxygen concentration. 75 centimeters, can you say that in American? I'm at least 2 inches. Possibly more. I'm sorry, I don't know how to convert centimeter to inch. I'm sure one of you in the chat can help me out here. So I don't have to tab out and find something else. So basically, oxygen. You're only 2 inches. The tallest feature. No, the bug. Ask Alexa. I don't have Alexa. Wait, that's more than 2 feet? Damn. He's bigger than some VTubers. 30 inches? Thank you, Fox. Thank you, that helps. Okay, so for all the Americans, it could be 30 inches big. Yeah, so the period it lived in had a lot of oxygen, which allowed them to be big. Another theory is that because there were no other big animals like in the sky at that time, they basically had no predators, there was nobody to eat them. So that basically also made them the apex predator at the time. We also think that they flew by gliding instead of flying, because they're not as strong as modern dragonflies. Yeah, we need a bigger shoe now. We're gonna need a bigger shoe, you guys. Oh, and next we go to the modern fossil. Relicanth and coelacanth. Look, I know it's not a shark, but it is a fish. At the very least, we've got a fish here. Oh, wait, we're always starting with the Pokemon first. We should start with Relicanth first. Oh, look at this guy. He's pretty cool. I love this guy. He's pretty cool. Relicanth's pretty cool. Little hard to catch, but every day you stay closer to the shark. Yeah, Relicanth is a living fossil. Is it weird I want to go back in the prehistoric age to eat these guys? No, that's a totally normal instinct. I also want to try to eat some of these guys. I think that's like the dungeon mashy urge in me as well. So a raptor? I believe you did see a raptor. Once we round the corner, we'll find some. Okay, so what kind of Pokemon is Relicanth? The Pokemon of long life. Long life Pokemon. Yes, Dungeon Meshi is one of my favorite manga. They are part rock type, good luck. Yeah, now these guys have a decent type spread. So, this is... Times 4 Vitaquas. Oh no! Magikarp, yes. Basically, this Pokemon looks like a regular fish Pokemon, but it hasn't changed its appearance in over 100 million years. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Meshi, yes. So yeah, people actually used to think that this guy was extinct. They thought he didn't survive anymore. But then research basically found out that this guy was still alive in the deep, deep ocean, even though it looked exactly the same as the fossil that they found that was 100 million years old. And that's why they are called the living fossil Pokemon. Oh wait, no. That's why they maybe should have been called the living fossil Pokemon. They're called the long life Pokemon. Yeah, nobody does it like her. Exactly. So basically they look like fish, but they have 4 fins. This is more than 4 fins. This guy is lying to me. This is 6 fins. 7. Well, it has 4 fins, you guys. I guess some of these don't count. It moves around the sea floor by walking on the ocean floor. Yeah, 4 plus fins. Well, this is an aquarium. I thought this was a museum. They have no toothbrush, no teeth. So they eat by sucking. By doing the suck. It eats small prey. It sucks up small prey because it has no toothbrush to eat it with. Those are our hands. That might be it, yeah. So, how is it possible that Relicanth can live in the deep, deep ocean? How does it survive? Basically be with potato chips. Yeah, it's actually a sea buffet. Whoosh. Doing the suck. So how can it survive so deep in the ocean? Basically, its scales are hard as rock. You could say they are rock hard. And also, it is full of fat. Its body is full of fat. And basically, that means it can endure water pressure. Or hagelslag. Me too. It means it's very good at enduring the pressure in the deep ocean. And because they have lived there for like 100 million years now, they are also very well adapted to this environment. Which, I mean, it checks out. That checks out. So let's take a look at the coelacanth on the other side. Yet we have yet to see big fish. Soon big. I mean, coelacanth is pretty big. Kind of big. I mean, if you saw one in person, you probably shit yourself. It's fairly big fish. So, what kind of fish was the coelacanth? Or I guess the coelacanth? No, that can't be how you pronounce it. No, we're gonna keep saying coelacanth, okay? Because that's how I thought it was pronounced. I'm probably saying it wrong. So, basically, we thought it was extinct, but then we found it in the deep ocean. Yeah, Willard. Just evolved that far and decided, fuck, this will do and stay the same. And I respect that. If I was a fossil, I would do that too. I mean, if I was an ancient being. So basically, we've discovered fossils of the coelacanth, which the Wellacanthe is based on, all over the world. And most of them are very, very old. But because we didn't really find fossils beyond a certain period of ancient history, we just kind of thought they were extinct. But then, in 1938, in Africa, they found one. And that's when we realized they still live in the deep ocean even today. We believe that it used to live all over the earth, all over the place. But now there's only a few left that are the real true living fossils. It's a relic of ancient times. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's really cool though. I love this guy. When I heard that Animal Crossing taught me this, okay, you guys, I'll admit it. Blathers told me all about this. It's cool that there's a fish that's just exactly the same as it used to be. I love that. Okay, so what kind of characteristics does it have? It has fins. It has a tube-like spine, and its body is full of fat. No. Its lungs are full of fat. If it ain't break, don't fix it. Exactly. Yeah, so basically it's extremely well adapted to a deep sea environment. The way it's shaped is very unique and different from other fish. It was found in Africa, not deep in the earth. It was on the, they found the fish, they found the fossils, all over the world. And then they found the living coelacanths, off the coast of Africa, in the ocean, deep in the ocean. And that's probably where the only ones remaining are. That stayed the same so long by observing me. It's a lot of self-improvement, yeah. Yeah, these babies can... Smacks these lungs, these babies can carry so much fat. Yeah, basically. So it's a little bit unique from other fish. And that helps them survive so deep under the ocean. Also, you see this tube-like spine? It's full of liquids. It's in Pokemon Hide at Midnight, how you doing? It is pretty cute. It has a cute little face, doesn't it? But yeah, spine full of liquids, apparently. It does not have ribs. It has no ribs in order to protect its internal organs. I guess because of the pressure, because it's so deep. Apparently, the scales are good enough to protect it. And their shitty lungs are full of fat, apparently. I mean, I say that because, it literally has the kanji for, de-evolved. Its de-evolving lungs are full of fat, apparently. Yet look at Wellacanthe. Wellacanthe is cute. We are full of liquids. Are these sturgeons? No, this is the coelacanth. Coelacanth, also known as the living fossil fish, is a real fish that's still alive today, and it has not changed a single bit since 100 million years ago. So this is a very, very cool fish. Wellacanthe is cuter. Okay, you guys. Who do you think is cuter, Wellacanthe or coelacanth? I mean, let's take a good look at coelacanth too. There he is. You say coelacanth pretty close to the Indonesian one? Okay, good, because the Japanese one is completely different, and I was worried that I was way off. Yeah, it's the boomer fish. boomerfish indeed. Okay, so let's go around the corner. And I know everybody wants to go straight to the dinosaurs, but I feel like we should not miss out on Lilleep first, which is like in the back. Otherwise, we're gonna forget to go here. We say coelocant in English. Oh, then yours is pretty close to the Japanese pronunciation. Okay. Now I get to Taiwan from soon, don't worry. But first, a favorite of mine, Lilleep. No, not the plants. I love the plants. He's purple. I love him. He's purple. He's so cute. Please be excited for plants. Ancient weed, exactly. Flower power. It's friendship. Like, look at his little eyes. I love plants. Look at this fossil. It's the wood fossil, I think, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the wood fossil. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at his little eyes. Cradily not cute? Cradily cute too. Like, Lilleep is one of my favorite fossils. It's so good. He purple. Okay. So, first question. Lilleep look kind of weird. So how does his body work? It literally says like, oh, he looked kind of weird. How does his body work? Oh, thank you for the height weight. And this check and the posture. It's got a creepy charm that I do like. Yes, it's very good. Okay. So, basically, it has no hands. It has no mouth. But it does have suction cups. As well as 8 tentacles. And I think that's all we need to say, right? How do plants have fossils anyway? There's a lot of plant fossils. Like, well, we'll get there when we go to the plant fossil. See? It's a little preview. This is Lilleep in real life. Yeah. So, suction cups on the tentacles. It is also known as the sea lily Pokemon. Which I think is quite cute. The Umiyuri sea lily. Yeah, that's bones. No, it's just like a way for fossils to be preserved. Fossils don't have to be bones, you guys. Fossils can literally be poop. It can be poop too. It can also be like footprints. A lot of things can be fossils as long as it's like a trace remains in the rock, basically. It doesn't have to be bones. So yeah, let's look at the top of Cradily. We see its 8 tentacles. It uses these to catch its prey. If you look closely, you can see its eyes. And that's all we have to say about that. Then we have the stem that goes out from under the head. And there it has 4 legs and a tail. There's bones started to this leg. No, this guy doesn't have bones. And just has tentacles. Catches prey to then look at it. Exactly. There are suction cups on its little legs, so it can stick to rocks on the bottom of the ocean. Juna, you're scaring us. Teacher, where's the bathroom? Okay. Well, if you want to go to the bathroom, you go down this way and then go around the corner, okay? And then you go to the exit and up the stairs. That's where the bathroom is. I don't like how you said tentacles earlier. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, you're boneless. Yeah. Angie is right, though. So, how does Lilleep change when it changes into Cradily? For one, it becomes able to walk. You telling me Lilleep can't walk? No, you just told me he's on the ocean floor. No, I guess he ain't walking there. He's just sticking to rocks. I guess they didn't say he was actually walking. Sensei Mikey's throwing buns at me. Mikey! Mikey, am I gonna have to take your buns away? Yeah, I guess credit. I guess... Who's throwing buns at the team? Hey! But yeah, no, apparently Lilleep does in fact just stick to the rocks with the suction cups. So it does not get swallowed away by the ocean. But Cradily is heavy. Guys, I think this teacher's just reading things. Well, yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing, you guys. So apparently Cradily is a lot heavier. And because it's heavier, it does not get swept away by the ocean. And that means it can also move around. It actually gets to walk. Just like Kabutops, it also becomes a lot more active after evolving. We came for dinosaurs. You came for lessons about dinosaurs, you guys. You came for fossils. Basically, it lives in the warm, shallow ocean as well. And Cradily can even move onto the ground, the earth, when the tide goes out. So it can even go on land. And then it actually says, Sugoi zo, Cradily. Cradily, you're amazing. Sugoi. That's not a dinosaur, it's a weed. Look, the dinosaur weeds are cool too, okay? I love the fact that we even have fossils of ancient plants. So, this is the Umiyuri. Literally, sea lily, which I think is pretty cute. It's the lily of the ocean. So, what kind of plant was the sea lily? Well, here's actually a trick question, you guys. Apparently, this guy, he looks like a plant. But he's actually closer to starfish and sea urchins. Like, you know, the ones that poof up urchins. Yeah. I thought sea lily was a VTuber. This is her. That's her. She's here. Yeah, it's a sea lily. So, the name comes from the fact that its plant looks a lot like a lily. I guess I can kind of see it if I squint. It looks a bit like a lily. Yeah, oh, thank you for the hydrates. So, even though it's like a living creature, it does not have a brain. It also does not have eyes. You know them as crinoids? Nice. Oh, thank you for the stretch. There we go. So, the bottom is the stem, but it's actually many, many little discs. And the very bottom looks like a root. And it does not specify what it actually is. No. I guess it's just like the base. So, yeah, what we just said, it also belongs to the same group as sea stars and sea urchins, and not actually plants. When are we gonna see you in a Pokemon? I am already a Pokemon. Biff got me. So, over the many, many years of evolution, how has the habitat of the sea lily changed? So, basically, long time ago, they used to live in the shallow ocean, but these days, they live in the deep ocean. Where's Staryu? Staryu is an alien, isn't it? Like, if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure Staryu is like alien ancestry, where it just kind of crash landed on Earth. Am I right? Am I getting my Pokemon lore right here? Jellyfish have similar anatomy. Oh, really? That's kind of cool that the disc released one by one. Man, jellyfish are awesome. I love jellyfish. That's Clefairy. No, Clefairy is also alien, but I'm pretty sure Staryu is alien as well. Like, there's a couple of alien Pokemon. Like, Clefairy I know for sure, but I think Staryu is one of them too. Yeah, it's implied to be possibly extraterrestrial. Yeah. I knew there was, implication somewhere. Okay, so, basically, it moved around from the shallow area of the ocean to the deep sea in modern days. And they probably did that because they had so many predators. They were like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I am going to go to the deep ocean where nobody's gonna attack me. I got monster energy, let's go. I love when jellyfish do you? Why? Also, they mostly stay in one place, just kind of vibing, floating around. But they are able to swim. which is wild. If I saw this thing just like start swimming, I'd be like, what the hell? But yeah, here we've got some ancient fossil of the sea lily. It's pretty cool. Tentacle. Oh yeah, and here we've got like, I mean, we've seen like most of these already. The various fossil designs. We'll see all of them if we like go through the exhibition. They're pretty cool though. Okay. Now, next up, we've got Tarantum. No, that's not actually what it says. It says like fossil research till now and from here on out. Basically, what we've done up to now and what's gonna come next. The past and present of the fossil research. They don't swim, so just like float like a punch person. Yeah, more bones. Okay. So in both the Pokemon world and our modes, basically researchers have been researching for a very long time. Is that a T-Rex? Yes, it is. Let me actually scroll up a bit so you guys can see it properly. I'm having too much fun teasing this tree already. Oh, I know. So basically, because many different researchers have been doing the research, it also means that both in the Pokemon world and in our world, researchers have held different opinions about what they believe to be right. It also means that over time, research has like advanced and improved. There are new methods now, and the way we look at restoration these days is different from how we did in the past. I like this dino, me too. So let's see what professors have to say about the past and present of fossil research. Oh, let me add another piff. And then we're gonna move to Tyrantum. There we go. Let me just realize I end up here so often that I just forgot. Oh, thank you, Veilshoot. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, see the baby. Oh, wait, let me move in on the baby. There we go. Let's take a good look at him. Look at him. He's so small. Look at this big head and its tiny arms. It is quite adorable, if you ask me. That's my dad's. Hi, Dad. Hi, Quo's dad. You've got a good child. Little baby, pet the baby. I'm petting. That's my dog. This your dog? Oh, my good baby. I like that with this little circle thing. It kind of feels like I'm petting it. That's not what they meant to do with this Google Maps interactive guide. Must be tough to have an itchy nose. Yeah, you could never scratch it. Can I take the child if I can't take the papa? I'll distract the guards and you can take the child with you. So yeah, now we have Tyrantum. Look at them. Tyrants and Tyrantum. That's the one. Mean Pitbull. Isn't he cool? Isn't this guy cool? Having this in VR would be super cool. I wonder, because this is available online, like maybe somebody can like download it and like tour it around to like make a VR mode. Wait, is this a VR mode? Yeah, oh, there is a VR mode. Apparently you can watch this in VR, you guys. That is actually pretty cool. I'll be posting the link as well on Twitter afterwards. The sea bunny saw nothing. Yeah, apparently this is a VR experience. You can actually visit this in VR. That is pretty sweet. Okay, so basically, even in the Pokemon world, there's a theory that back in ancient days, Tyrantrum was covered in white feathers. Completely in white feathers. Do you have an idea? What is it? So basically, apparently the fossil Pokemon that we've restored and brought back to life might actually not look the way they did in ancient times. Yeah, in VR you could pretend this is all yours. We're going to VR. I don't have a VR setup. But I encourage everybody else to try it. So the one of the examples where Pokemon might not actually have looked like this back in the past is Tyrant and Tyrantum. Like at the moment, it is mostly covered in red skin, but there are some white feathers around its neck. But some researchers are saying that these white feathers were actually over its entire body and not just the neck. So I guess it's true that, some of them might have just fucked up. Ship me neither. I'm stuck in the closet right now. Oh, yeah, I need to. I want to get a VR setup, but to do that, I need to kind of rearrange my streaming area. Yeah, we filled the gaps with fog DNA. Yeah, like in Jurassic Park. So the second one is that apparently Aerodactyl might also not have looked like this. Let me get another form. Oh, if they did another Aerodactyl form, Tyrantum form, that would be cool. Okay, so apparently there are researchers that say Aerodactyl actually used to look like Mega Aerodactyl. So the Aerodactyl we have, that's kind of a sham. That was like shitty science. We brought him back to life and he was not supposed to look like that. But Mega Aerodactyl, apparently, is what it was supposed to look like all those years ago. So maybe Lee. So let's spare the ghost director. Let him live. He's your only friend. He's making you a star. Let him live. But it also says that apparently these are just opinions. So it's possible that what fossil Pokemon will look like might change as science improves, which I think sounds like maybe they're covering for future fossil Pokemon alternate forms. Mega Tyrantum, maybe. I feel like they're covering for possible potential new Pokemon forms. Opinions become canon Pokemon, exactly. Yeah, Mega Fusion makes more accurate sense as King of Size, definitely. As back to having a Frankenstein monster, why did you make me like this? You told me I have shitty wings, it's because you made them shitty. Covering with the 4K version of Pokemon, yeah? Oh, wait, let's go to the skeleton. Hold on. Okay, so here we've got the skeletons for Tyrant and Tyrantum. We can see it's head big. So they say it's head big is basically what they say about Tyrants. But after evolving, the head becomes a little bit smaller. And because of that, it's a little bit more balanced. But honestly, it's still kind of big. Imagine your head being this big. This is the proportions of a baby. Like a human baby. Fucking love this stupid pit bull, right? Maybe Mega Tyrantum. Who knows? Maybe we'll get accurate Tyrantum covered in white feathers and it will be basically a giant chicken. 2-5 head, exactly. God, can you imagine? Because if I'm now imagining this guy covered in white feathers, the fluffy color, it would basically just be big chicken time, right? Hi Joe, hi Damono, how you doing? Okay, so next up we have Tyrannosaurus. So basically, this is what we thought about the T-Rex through the ages, apparently. So from the 1900s to 1980, we thought it stood straight up, had its tail on the ground. I'm decent, how about you? I'm doing great. I'm doing a little tour of the Pokemon Fossil Museum. But basically, this posture, standing straight with tail on the ground, would kind of mean it would be shit at walking. It wouldn't really be able to walk very well. So that's kind of why they said this is scientifically probably not. That's not the case. So this kind of style of T-Rex has completely fallen out of fashion. Nobody likes this guy. This guy, friendship ended. Now this guy is my friend, basically. But first, the guy between 1919 and 2010. So this is tail is he's leaning over, and now the tail is parallel with the ground. And this would allow it to run a lot faster. It would help it remain balanced and all that kind of stuff. This kind of posture is still considered correct. But compared to today, we actually used to think it was like completely covered in scales. And while it's not written here, this is obviously what we see in Jurassic Park as well. Dude, that looks like this. Yeah, Gamerline dinosaur, literally. Can we... Okay. So, and now finally, we have the 2010 and onwards dinosaur, T-Rex. So, basically, latest research has shown that it has feathers on various parts of its body. And we also know that, like, one of his ancestors had feathers. So that's why we think that the Tyrannosaurus Rex probably also had feathers. However, we do not know to what degree it was covered in feathers at the moment. Some research say it's feathers all over the place, while others think that the feathers did like de-evolution, and because of that it's like not everywhere. And some of them think still no feathers, just not at all. They think that even now it's just this guy, no feathers, just scales. But for now, we will just like sit and wait in excitement as we wait for new discoveries, finding new fossils and making more progress in the research. Okay. So now we have the skeletons. Yeah, let them have feathers. Give them some feathers. It's not a Utahraptor. Yeah, it's just a cool little guy. So, like many dinosaurs in its category, the baby is thinner and has a smaller head. Oh, that's opposite from the Pokemon, because the Pokemon has like a huge ass head when it's a baby. They are quite slender. But as they grow, all the proportions go bigger and the head also becomes bigger. Basically, this change kind of suggests that maybe they change their hunting style when they get older too. They're not developed chickens yet. No, not yet. But yeah, here we see the actual T-Rex fossils. They're kinda cool. Here we see a proper one. This guy big. Look at this guy. Yeah. I wanna camp inside of it. Like imagine you're in a field and there's like fossils and it's like a rainy day and you have to set up camp. So you just like sit in the fossil. Like maybe this is just me, but I think that would be cool. I just think that would be cool. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So this is about basically the possibility of there are holes though. Yeah, but you have nothing else. It's better than nothing. You can put a cloth over it. This is about bringing back like creatures using DNA, a DNA reconstruction, and whether or not it's possible. So over here we've got basically Pterodactyl. Aerodactyl restored from the DNA, while Mammoth's is restored from ice. Surprising game if you didn't go straight for T-Rex, right? I mean, I guess they didn't want to like... I guess because they already have like some kind of dino-y looking Pokemon, they want to like expand a little bit. So like it wouldn't be like too similar. Like had to give some more variation, I suppose. Okay. So what we've got over here is Aerodactyl, who is revived from the the Old Amber. It's Secret Amber in Japanese. It's basically revived from the Old Amber. There's also, yes, an Old Amber fossil right here. This is the Pokemon Old Amber. There is a Aerodactyl inside of this. And these are actual insects stuck in amber in real life. Okay. Returning back to Aerodactyl. It was restored in Kanto, in the Kanto region lab. And apparently, the Aerodactyl they brought back to life went a little wild. It went a little crazy. And there were some victims. Literally, some people who incurred damages. Did this Aerodactyl fucking murder some people? I mean, it's not a kanji for murder. So I guess it's just like some general damages. Yeah, tell people later. For. Yeah, there were some victims. Yeah, the victims are Team Rocket. Yeah. Boom, my elephant. Yeah, so no, after it was revived, it messed some people up. I'm sorry, Lee. Okay. So, and then we have the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is much like Yanmega, a Pokemon that de-evolves using ancient power. Like if you use a Piloswine with ancient power. I don't pee, I made him do that. Apparently, they found one just like frozen, just kind of like sitting around. In like some frozen earth that was like 10,000 years old. And then it just kind of woke up. It became quite a ruckus. There was quite some uproar about it when it happened. Can you imagine? You're just kind of vibing and then this big ass Mamoswine just wakes up in front of you. I mean, I'd be making an uproar as well. Okay. So this one is about a certain kind of fossil that they've discovered, and the idea of like reviving mammoths. So I think this is gonna go into like the possibility of bringing ancient creatures back to life. Yeah, ancient power is basically throwing fossils at people with your mind, and also just devolving yourself. I wonder if a human learned ancient power, you'd become like, just like a caveman. You just go back a step in evolution. You would turn to monkey. Okay, so basically, when a creature dies, all the soft and squishy parts usually just rot away, and you lose them. Which is like usually when we find fossils, it's just like bones and shells and the hard parts. Yeah, we turn to monkey. But there are cases, like special cases, where like the soft bits do not decay. And in that case, you can actually find it in fossils. Some examples include the amber, and like the one we saw down here. It can have insects inside of it. And insects fall under soft and squishy bits as well. I mean, they don't have bones, so that makes sense. So basically, you can find various things in amber. One thing including a snail. Oh, they found a snail in the amber once. That's cute. Some other things they did is in Russia, in the ice, they found the skin, the hair, and the flesh of a mammoth. A creature that, of course, has been extinct for 10,000 of years. So, Joe, what's your favorite fossil Pokemon and dinosaur? Lileep is probably up there for me. I also love Ammonites. Aerodactyl was pretty cool too, but I think Lileep, he purple. He purple. I love him because he's purple. He's not particularly competitively viable, but I do love him. So yeah, they found a bunch of mammoth stuff in the ice in Russia. As well as like DNA stuff in 2020. I'm not sure what creature they are mentioning here, but they have found cells and things. So basically, finding all the soft tissue has helped like advance paleontology a lot. Yeah, sea bunny like sea flower, of course. And here we have a picture, I think, of the... Oh, it's like evidence of proteins, chromosomes, and chemical markers of DNA in dinosaur cartilage. Fancy. Apparently it's for a dinosaur that lived 70 million years ago, which is pretty cool. I guess we've got some actual dino DNA that was found just 2 years ago. Okay, so next question, and I know it's a question we've all been waiting for. can we revive a mammoth from its DNA? Does C-Ban like C4? Like the explosive? Is this a These Nuts joke? Is this a C4 These Nuts? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what C4 is, like aside from the dynamite. Okay, so basically, can mammoths be restored from DNA? Well, in the world of Pokemon, you can bring Pokemon back to life. Oh my god, they said the line, you guys. They said the line. Pokemon no sekai no kagaku no chikara te sugee. The power of science is amazing. They said it. They said the thing. It's the guy. He said the thing. The power of science is amazing. Okay, sorry. that must be an intentional reference. Yeah, they said the line. But yeah, yeah, C4 is an explosion. I cannot say that I've ever used it. Yeah, they said the thing. So even in our worlds, it might not be pure fantasy. There is research ongoing right now in Russia, in Japan, in the US, to basically figure out genome editing and stuff to bring back creatures back to life using cells and things. So we're getting closer and closer to it every day. But aside from the lack of technological progress and not actually being able to do it yet, I'm not planning to make a bomb knife. Don't worry about that. Don't worry, that's never gonna happen. That's also a weird thing to suggest. There's a few movies that show Samson why we shouldn't do that. But Lee, don't you want a pet mammoth? Because I would. I certainly would. But yeah, there are some things that we have to consider before we bring them back to life, though, apparently. Because we have, of course, the technical limitations. But we also have to consider whether we want to play God, is essentially what they're saying here. Why the mammoth to work, right? I mean, I guess, wait, that's just a horse. You could do that right now with a horse. Basically because the Asian elephant is facing extinction, we're should we be bringing back mammoths to life if elephants we have right now is maybe gonna die out? Is that a thing we should do? That's basically the ethical dilemma. Yeah. Thank you, Angie. I just don't want to get into trouble with Twitch or law enforcement for chat messages. So do watch out. I don't see a problem. I mean, you could just get a horse. There's also friendship shows for VR headsets. I mean, they made one of those the other day, right? God, that's wild. I saw that. I'm kind of intrigued, but also probably shouldn't have been done. And also, I know somebody asked earlier about whether the fucked up dinosaurs were in this exhibition. Yes, they are. Here they are. The future of dinosaur research. I wonder why they put those together like that. The creatures, yes. These are basically just Dex entries, which I'm not reading them out. You guys can read the Dex entries yourself on the Bobapedia. My favorite little mistakes. So yeah, these are fossil Pokemon found in the Galar region. I hate these so much. I kind of love the concept behind them because it was a real thing back in Britain where people were just jamming them together so they could say they discovered a new dinosaur. Okay, so recently we've discovered some new fossil Pokemon in the Galar region. And shocker, shocker, shocker. When you put 2 of the 4 fossils together into one machine, you can get 4 different Pokemon. Wow! But yeah, so basically, the funny thing is, You guys, they don't really comment on how these are like little mistakes of nature. They just mention like, oh wow, these are new fossil Pokemon we found in the Galar region. That's great. And then it just says like, in new regions, there might be even more fossil Pokemon we've never discovered before. So, yeah. This exhibition doesn't actually mention that they're mistakes of nature. And that these are clearly fucked up little creatures that are like the wrong Pokemon mixed together. Yeah, Carolas was on her own for this one. We shouldn't play God. I mean, I guess they do speak for themselves, like Fox says. But yeah, no, it's kind of funny that they don't mention what they're based on. I guess it's just supposed to be in flight, but they don't want to tell the little kids like visiting this museum and maybe like this is one of their favorite Pokemon. Like, yeah, these are little freaks of nature that shouldn't have been made because we're playing God. Maybe no one has told them they're not supposed to look that way. Maybe Carla is just acting like they right away got it. Oh my god, they all believed her research. Where do you keep your thoughts? I am really bad at saving them. For like these kind of special streams, I have been saving the VODs so they're not lost. But actually, for a lot of my gaming streams, I've been really bad at saving them. I plan to like upload at least this one and like some other VODs to YouTube eventually. It's just with a full-time job, I just wind up not thinking about it. So most of my VODs are unfortunately just on Twitch. But some of my fun educational streams at least have been saved, and I'll be uploading them eventually. When if Paldea will have fossils? Almost certainly. Like, there's never been a Pokemon game without them, right? So they're definitely introducing some new ones. So this is basically a section about how paleontology is like still continuing in our worlds. Like there's no end in sight. It's never ending. We will always continue researching the things from our past. The moment when you want to vote for me, reason it's been delayed because it's been too long. I'm sorry. Get 2 and 7. Holy shit, Gen 2 didn't have fossils. I never realized this. That slipped me by. Wow, that's fucked up. I mean, Gen 2 is one thing. How could they do Gen 7 like that? How could they have done that? That's fucked up. But yeah, so basically they're saying that paleontology is always going to keep happening. We're always going to keep moving forwards. The final goal is to describe every single life form that has ever existed. So, you know, that's going to take a while. We estimate that's currently 8.7 million creatures on Earth. So, you know, over the entire history of the planet, like the many, many, many hundreds of millions of years it has existed, there were probably even more creatures. So, because it will probably take forever, paleontologists will also keep researching and analyzing and discovering creatures and finding things. And 7 kind of makes sense. The Hawaiian Islands aren't really known for the fossils. That makes sense, I suppose. Also, technically, not a space to put them, yeah. But yeah, so that is how things are in the real world. And finally, oh no! Oh, help! I accidentally grabbed the corner of the screen. Oh, I fucked it up. Hold on. Okay, I think I fixed it. Is that my favorite C-Slug on the internet? Hi, Jess. You come in just as everything breaks. Okay, let's go back here. Because we also have the little outro, which I'm just gonna skim a little. Basically, this was thank you for coming to the exhibition. We took you through the world of Pokemon and our own worlds. Chaos, thank you. I have that effect. Learning how to observe, learning how to compare. Those are the fundamentals of science. So we hope you enjoyed making observations and comparisons during this exhibition. Next, we want to ask you, did you have any questions? Did you have any ideas? Were there any things you observed or that made you very interested? Well, if that's the case, start researching. You can find information on books on the internet. You can conduct an experiment. Or, you can go to a museum. Or rather, you can go ask one of the employees at the museum for the proper research methods and discuss with them. Is what they are saying. Why are there no sharks? I guess they don't count dinosaurs as fossil Pokemon. I'm afraid. As well as experiments. Okay, time to test how animals. No! Okay, cats and dogs are definitely not fossil Pokemon. So, of course, outside of this exhibition, you may encounter creatures in the real world that look just like Pokemon. We want you to appreciate take note of various creatures that you find in nature. And we want you to enjoy learning more about the world, so you might also learn more about Pokemon and enjoy Pokemon more. I do know my cat acts like a fossil so far. And then finally, basically, just like in the world of Pokemon, the real world also has like new species that are discovered all the time, every day, just like in Pokemon. And it's not just in like the deep ocean or faraway countries or like special jungles or like other faraway places, but also just like in woods and lakes. You might find new species near your house. They could be anywhere. There are still many things in this world that have not been researched to completion. So there will be many new things that you will discover as you grow older. I will find a new Justice Space and name it Jor. I hope it will be a cute species then. Basically, we hope that all of the visitors today will continue to enjoy science and make many fun new discoveries and enjoy science, basically. Explore, experiment, have fun, and discover new things. And that is basically the end of the exhibition. Here we've got a list of everybody who made it happen. This is like what some of the professors look like in real life. What should be a piece for terrifying creature. Yeah, this was like the general director. These were all the science people who were involved. These were the Pokemon people who were involved. Okay, I was just checking. It's none of the big names of the Pokemon people from the looks of it. But they had people from the Pokemon company working on it. And these were the illustrators. Also, I don't think any of the big names, but that's cool. So yeah. So before we go, of course, let's take a final look at the Tyrantrum. Now we've had like a tour around, of course, everybody. Kids, I know some of you have to go to the toilet. The toilet is like just over on the left over there. I will tell you all that if you go up the stairs, as you can see, that's where the gift shop is. So now we finish the tour. Please go up, go to the gift shop, get yourself some art books, get yourself some fossil kits so you can do some excavating yourself. One thing we didn't look at before, but I think these banners are really cool as well. I quite like the little fossilized pictures on these banners. And then let's wrap up with the cool shot of the Tyrantrum next to the dinosaur. And that is our guided tour. Thank you all so much for coming. I had a lot of fun. I know this was a very last minute stream because I only realized the 3D tour was a thing yesterday. And I was like, hey, I have a free spot in my schedule today. So I'm just gonna give you guys a tour. Thank you for the hydrate. This was so awesome. Thank you. More hydrates. That was pretty cool. This was a really, really good stream. Thank you for the tour. Thank you for coming. I was really excited to do this. I like doing like these kind of odd, unusual streams once in a while. Dude, this was great. I was really happy. Like, this museum is legit one of the coolest museums I've been to in Japan. And I always thought it was a bit of a shame that they never had like any intention to take the exhibition like internationally. So like most people would never get to see it. So when I heard it was available online, I was like, damn, I really want to do a tour and like show it off to everyone. Though obviously everything is in Japanese, so I was like, well, fuck it. Let me be the guide. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for hosting the stream. Thank you for being here. Like, I had a good time. Yeah, it's even cooler when it's translated. I'll give you all the link. I'll be posting it on Twitter. So if you guys want to do the tour yourself, you can, go there. Apparently there's a VR version. So all of you guys who have VR set up, maybe I'll link it to Frosty as well, because Frosty definitely has VR set up. So I don't think it's like integrated with VR chat or something, but you should be able to see it through your VR headset at the very least. So, you can have a good time and do a little walk around yourself. And your time is always a good time. Wow, you. Let me go and look who we might be able to raid today. Actually, I'm gonna close down the Windows source then, because otherwise everybody is gonna see my entire Twitch. Which, I mean, I have nothing to be ashamed of, but I'm shy. Okay, there we go. Okay, and now let me see who is on Twitch. And we'll get ready to wait in a second. You can let us see the full Rival collection. Yeah, I need to keep some mystery about me, right? Some little secrets. Okay, we've got plenty of people streaming. Let's see. Okay, we have a few options. We can go to Earthbound. I see Mako is online. I think she actually just returned from Japan. I think she's talking about her holiday. We can go so retro. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for coming. Okay, let's see. There's Wiggly. I mean other Wiggly, of course, not the Wiggly in this chat. Let's see. Okay, let's go wait Mako, because I think she just returned from Japan. So I am a little curious to hear what she has to say about her holiday. Hope she had a good time. Thanks for the stream, Cutie Joe. Thank you for coming. Where is she on my list? How far is why is Twitch like this? Why is Twitch like this? Hi and bye. Hi there, Sandwich. I'm sorry, I just finished the guided tour. I mean, the VOD will still be up for a while at least, so. Oh, wait, I think Mako might have actually just stopped streaming. So, okay, we'll find somebody else to wait. Wait, or am I just mistyping it? Let me double check. Yeah, Mako ended. Okay, she was still streaming on my side. I was like, why is it not showing up in my Twitch list? Okay, in that case, we'll find somebody else to wait. In that case, let's go to... Oh, we could go to Toho-chan. Oh, wait, or we can go... Okay, I'll let you guys decide. I do have someone new who's playing Splatoon 3. Oh, are they fun? Yeah, you can give me a suggestion. Tell me their name. Now type it in. Shrimin. Oh, that's a cute name. Cute! Okay. So everybody, please be nice to Shrimin. Should we have a special weight matches today? Fossil weights? No. Maybe? Educational weight. No, that doesn't sound good. I mean, fossil weight might have to do. That is more or less the topic of today. Okay, everybody, please be nice to streaming. I love this music. It's good, right? Yeah, boom, a Pokemon. Wait. Oh, okay. Meow, meow before we go. Hold on. There you go. And thank you for the hydrates. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming. When in doubt, guess 10. Basically, a lot of answers were 10 in the end. Okay. Now, everybody, be good. And I'm gonna end stream. Here we go. Ending. Bye bye.